Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running the campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Denitis, playing Veo Senia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battle Master.
Thank you for joining us once again. And as of this week, Dungeons of Drakkenheim has now been running for 1 year.
Whoa!
And if you are just tuning in for the very first time, Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. You'll also find prior episodes from this campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well. So check it out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube.
And of course, the podcast audio-only version of Drakkenheim is now available on Apple Podcast, Google Play, and Spotify. I think we're up to episode 11 on the podcast now. That you can, I think you can get up to 11 or 12 there, I think. Don't quote me on that one. 11.
Check it out.
So check it out. You can take Drakkenheim with you everywhere, especially those earlier episodes where we were still sorting out the audio issues. Kyle has done a fantastic job remastering all of those so that you can take them with you.
Put it in your ear holes.
Yep. Jill, what else we got?
Of course, don't forget to check out our Teespring store at the links below for all of your favorite Dungeon Dude shirts, including a Draken Force. Take a look there, or you can look at bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
With that, let's return to the ruins.
Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, 3 unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Welcome back to the ruins of Drakkenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had reinvigorated the nexus of the shattered tower of the Amethyst Academy, reactivating the teleportation circle and allowing the mages of the Amethyst Academy to enter the tower once more. Recuperating in a magnificent mansion after a successful mission, our heroes were pampered and spoiled, and as the magnificent mansion fades around you and you stand once more in the halls of the Amethyst Academy, what do you do?
Does it just fade like without warning? Like it's been
Am
a
I in the
certain
middle
amount
of
of time?
eating things?
No, the unseen servants kind of
I'm
like
undressed
help you
in
check out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind
so
of
I'm not just like standing there like pouring myself some wine and suddenly the bottle and the goblet disappear and I'm like no, and then I'm just like standing.
Yeah, they serve you one last breakfast and are kind of like, it's time to...
There's so much bacon in.
Time to charge your credit card now, sir.
We're
so much
disappearing into
bacon in my
infinity.
bag right now.
I was told that that this was all inclusive and the
It's all inclusive, but as you step out, the bacon in your bag fades away.
Oh.
Magic.
tragic magic.
You stand now in the main lobby of the Amethyst Academy Tower. That first original chamber where the fountain before the great elevators had collapsed and the tree was fallen down on this earth moat. And you can see there are 2 of the mages that you met yesterday that are casting spells towards it and telekinetically lifting it back up and into place and talking to each other in arcane tongues about how to get this back going again. And you can see that there are objects being carried about, ostensibly by more unseen servants that the mages have gained more control of. The sweeping brooms are much more docile now, cleaning up the rubble. And the great doors that you came in have also been changed in an interesting way. The mages have brought in a series of canvases and installed this extra set of doors around it, almost as if it's like now 2 sets of doors required to get out of the tower. And you can see that they've done similar things of covering things with canvases and repairs wherever the windows were broken, and all of the walls that are, or anything that would be external to the outside world, they've kind of blocked that off. And you can actually feel that even in the 24 hours since you arrived here, the air feels cleaner and more breathable, like this is actually a habitable space in a way that it was not before.
Oh, you guys sure work fast. Place is a bit of a fixer-upper, but it's not without its charm.
Holy macaroni noodles, you did a good job.
As you look around, River comes down from one of the elevators and she greets you all and says, "Good timing. I figured that your accommodations would be up around now. What do you think?"
It's looking great. Is this your doing?
Well, now that we have the teleportation circle active again, we've been able to bring in a lot of other support. We're relying at this stage only on members of the Academy who are willing to volunteer to come to Drakkenheim. And there's not many, but we're very grateful for all that have come so far. About almost a dozen guild mages and others are here. We have 2 archmages and Eldrick that are here. And amazingly, almost 24 apprentices have volunteered as well for extra credit. We've been bringing in a few more resources, but the council is still a little bit concerned about how much to dedicate towards the tower, especially given that the Queen of Thieves still has one of our resources at large.
The bomb? You mean the bomb? Okay, cool. Same page.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be... I pull out my list and I unfurl it. I'm like,
Add it to the list.
Now that the Academy Tower is taken, retrieving the bomb back from the Queen of Thieves is actually right near the top of the list.
Glad to see we're aligned on that. I've been instructed to bring you to the seminar room. The Archmages and Eldrick and a few of the other senior members would like to have a meeting with the 3 of you immediately.
Are we talking like, when you say seminar room, is it like a boring seminar-like meeting, or do you think it's going to be an exciting meeting?
I think you'll be very pleased with what they're going to be discussing.
All right. You know, meetings sometimes I don't know, you didn't go to Mage school, but, you know, as a prince in Caspia, did you ever have to go to, like, meetings and then you sit for like 4 hours?
Yeah.
While they talk about, like...
A lot of noble
if
round
we put
tables.
100 gold here and blah, 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 and then you just fall asleep?
Yeah, the skirmishes in the east, and you're like, ugh, I'm bored. I'm so bored.
And then finally, when they finally say something of value, you've already passed out. It's a bad time. Why did I get kicked out of school again? Many reasons. Anyway, we'll be on our way.
Also, just to note, the list that you pulled out, the bomb was nowhere near the top. It was like flip-flop, protect the rat prince. Like I looked over your shoulder when you had the list open. It's nowhere near the top, but we did it for like... for that.
Are you saying this out loud in front of River?
As we walk away.
Okay, is River taking us to the seminar room, or are we just...
Yeah, she's going to lead you there.
Then we're like
Quietly.
behind her, and Pluto's quietly just like...
I'm mocking.
It's not even near the top of the list. I'm like, it is now. We just won't show her the list.
Don't show her the list.
She brings you to the elevators, and you can see there that there are 2 of the constructs that the Academy has as guardians are there with a pair of shovels, and they're digging all the rubble out of the elevator shafts and ferrying it onto a glimmering disc of arcane force. And then they take it to the front doors, open them up, and dump it away. They're clearing out all the rubble, but the elevator that was working before, she leads you into it and uses her mage hand to adjust it up several levels to the Great Hall level, where she leads you to a smaller chamber that has been cleaned up. That is a small, well-appointed boardroom with a long desk and enough to seat probably about 20 people. There is a chalkboard in the room as well, and she directs you to take your seats. And seated at the tables, there are several of the mages that you met yesterday, and in particular at the head of the table are Eldrick, as well as two others that you can recognize by their robes and their high collars, and the fact that both of them have a staff of power. So they each have one of their own. And interestingly enough, both of them are high elves. The first is a very kind of aged-faced looking high elf man with silver hair. And he is wearing a cloak that incorporates both red and purple and gold into the cloak. And he's still standing as he holds onto the staff of power. Beside him is an elven woman with auburn hair, and she looks like you couldn't quite place her age. With elves, you can never tell whether they are 20 or 60 physically looking, because they are quite ageless in their appearance overall. Both of them, much like Eldrick, their eyes glow a solid purple, and each of them have clearly several vials of aqua delirium at their belts as well. The one an impish looking familiar coils over his shoulder, and there are several other smaller animals throughout the room, the familiars of the wizards. And as you enter the room, Eldrick stands and says, "Sebastian, Veo, Pluto, welcome. Please have a seat."
I go to take my seat, and I take Crowley off my shoulder, and I'm like, go make friends. And I send him to go play with the other familiars.
Perch up on the chair, like not sitting down, but just almost like crouching in it.
Are we like at the opposite end of this long table?
Yes. And as you take your seats, an unseen servant comes up with a platter that has a kettle and several mugs and several cups with tea leaves, as well as coffee and danishes.
Oh,
this is nice.
Immediately, the danishes.
I take the tea, and then I'm like, were there danishes here?
I thought there was danishes. I mean, maybe we'll ask to see if they have any treats.
I put one in my bag too.
Just so fast.
May I introduce you
I couldn't
again?
keep my bacon.
This is Archmage Arothir Amonthorn and Archmage Lysia Netherwind. They will be overseeing things from here. I must defer to their authority and expertise in these matters.
Welcome to the Tower of Drakkenheim, Archmages.
We just kind of cleared it out yesterday, and we're just kind of relaxing now.
Sorry about the mess. We're not used to having guests here yet.
The Archmage Arothir smiles and says, "You've done excellent work. Very impressive."
Thank you.
And he turns to
We started
Lysia
applauding
Netherwind.
ourselves.
"See, Lysia, we were right to not kill him. And kicking him out was definitely the better answer."
Look at that! You have a purpose.
Wait,
divine purpose.
Do they know?
Did you hear that?
I'm sure a lot of people know in the academy.
I thought it was swept under the rug by Eldrick. Anyway,
And Eldrick replies, "The council is aware of your predicament, Sebastian."
I've learned a lot since then. Things have changed. I'm way better than I don't have nearly as many incidents as I used to.
5 rings worth better.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm a 5 ringer now.
Indeed.
Well, in theory.
In theory.
Arathir speaks and says, "Indeed you are. We would like to invite you once more to join the ranks of the Amethyst Academy."
Hey, look at that.
Do I have to go back to school and pass all the classes I didn't?
He has so many missing credits.
Yeah, I have a lot of missing credits.
Or is he like an honorary?
Lasiah shrugs and says, "Given your extraordinary service and achievements, we can give you credit on your courses.
Nice.
Particularly if what Eldrick says is true and you have demonstrated skill with magic quite commensurate with other master mages of the Amethyst Academy. Thus, there is no point in you wasting your time with cantrips and low-level magics when you can master already impressive spells."
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to also extend a high honor to your colleagues, Veo and Paludo. You have done the Amethyst Academy an incredible service, and while we cannot induct you as members of the Academy, we would like to offer you the respect and due as friends of the Academy and initiates. To each of you, we will award you rings a piece as friends of the Academy, and you will be recognized as such throughout the continent. These rings are normally given to those of the master rank, and you may visit the Academy or visit any other spellcasters that you may know and fill them with magic, that you may protect yourselves and have the boons of the Academy wherever you go. For both of these rings are rings of spell storing.
What?
And whenever you visit one of the Academy towers, you may petition the mages there for spells that you may bring with you wherever you may go. Sebastian, we will be granting you 5 rings, one of which will be the one that was your mother's. These additional rings will empower your current ring further, such that for each ring you wear, your ring may store 1 additional spell slot. So being granted 5 rings plus the base means that it counts itself, so you can store 10 levels worth of spells in your ring of spell storing.
Whoa. Super rings.
Are they handing me like 5 rings right now?
Not yet. We were planning on
ceremony
having a
with, like,
small ceremony in the hall
Yes.
this evening.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
Furthermore, the Academy would like to offer all of you several other services while we are working together. We must be clear. Many of our resources are going towards restoring the tower. There is a tremendous amount of work that has to be done to fully restore this tower. The teleportation matrix is heavily damaged. We are concerned that there may be further mishaps in bringing in more resources. It's still not entirely clear how teleportation interacts with the haze, and we're still cleaning up the mess from a few apprentices that teleported in this morning.
Oh dear.
It's very unfortunate. So until then, we have opted to bar the use of the teleportation circle until we can conclusively determine how we can bypass it. Even with the Staff of Power and us trying to focus it, it is difficult to bring people in via teleportation. That said, we have many resources here and we are finding more. We also need to develop means to traverse between the upper and lower segments of the tower. It seems that whatever magics Archmage Modera worked in her death have stabilized, at least to our best understanding, the upper reaches of the tower. We're not quite sure whether it was her magic or the delirium that is doing this, but the fact remains that the tower could collapse at any moment. We don't know how long these spells will last, and it's remarkable that it's lasted this long. And finally, currently the only means to leave the tower are by imbibing a rather costly and dangerous concoction. As you know, Aqua Expurgo. We have secured the outer doors of the Academy Tower, and a few apprentices and mages have made the trek, and it seems like the Aqua Expurgo holds up to make the trip, but the area around the tower is extremely dangerous, and it does require using this concoction to exit or enter. Nevertheless,
Unpleasant.
we are working to cultivate eldritch lilies on the tower grounds, and we have those mages here of alchemical expertise brewing more. While you are working with the Amethyst Academy, we have a selection though of additional potions and equipment that we can provide you with, and we will be providing you each a 500 gold piece stipend at the outset of any mission that you undertake to procure potions and scrolls from the Academy. The potions that are available here are listed here. And finally, the Academy's stores. We have several items in the Academy's stores that we would like to offer you if you have any resources, gold, delirium, or anything else that you may purchase from us at a significant discount. We cannot offer these to you free. We simply do not have the resources to do this. But if you would like to purchase them, we will give you a preferential rate for them.
Should I read these out? The
Sure.
potions available? So we can get Aqua Delirium, Aqua Expurgo, potions of resistance, potions of healing, potions of greater healing, potions of superior healing. Okay, Gotham's Ointment.
We need more of that.
Oh, and there's also magic items for sale.
Yes. So the potions, every time you buy one, there will always be about D6 of any potion available. But every time you do requisition, we'll roll a D6, and on a 1, there ain't any of them left.
They're sold out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only exception to that is Aqua Expurgo, which, because the Academy needs it to leave and go, that will always be available.
Okay.
Yeah.
The magic items.
Yes, and these magic items are for sale. The Academy will give you a preferential rate for them. Unfortunately, they need the resources to go towards the tower, so they can't offer them for free.
So we can buy immovable rods, boots of striding and springing,
There's only one of each of these items available.
glamored studded leather armor, staff of defense, wand of lightning bolts, ring of protection, cloak of displacement, mantle of spell resistance, and wings of flying. They're expensive. They're expensive.
And I say, moment, please. I say, guys, do you know how much delirium we've collected up to this point?
Oh yeah, we
Should we just dump it on the table right now?
we just start emptying the bag of holding and it just delirium.
Actually,
Furthermore,
We do have a lot.
you may procure spellcasting services to charge up your rings of spell storing. And most I've made a list that's in this document that includes spells up to 5th level that are found on the Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard spell list that you can load up in your rings of spell storing. So whenever you come back to the Academy Tower, you can load them up as you need to.
What are the constraints around loading other than those made by the spell
You
storing?
can ask for them, but they may not be available. And if they have a costly component, you'll need to provide them.
Okay,
But
that's
beyond
great.
that, the mages will cast these spells for you at no charge, given your service to the Amethyst Academy.
That is so Thank you, Archmages. Can I just say that our greatest accomplishment so far is just helping you graduate? I feel like this is giving me the most reward. And Veo, reuniting you with your pigeons was also a huge moment.
Yeah, that's true. I need to go see them again. Actually, they probably need to be fed. I leave them enough. We need like a picture of
Veo
them.
and
We should go
Pluto.
get the magic.
The Pictobot.
Yeah.
Got a photo.
As long as you bear these rings, you will be accepted for safe shelter in any Amethyst Academy tower anywhere on the continent.
Nice.
I mean, I've never been at Drakkenheim, so I mean, this one's just
This is
fine.
amazing.
I mean, maybe when we're done here, it's a good time for us to vacation.
Yeah, we can go
I mean, not without my dad.
vacation like wizards.
fine.
Wizard vacation.
Now, Sebastian,
Yeah.
Aerothier continues. We would like to invite you to become a member of the Amethyst Academy.
Yeah.
Good job.
We, in doing so, in recognition of your ability to cast 5th level spells, we will grant upon you the rank and title Master of Spellcraft, and the benefits and responsibilities therein. We have deliberated heavily about this. The Council has decided that should you accept your position with the Amethyst Academy, you will be named High Mage of Drakkenheim, and you will serve in the Court of Westermar as the Court Wizard. You are following this assignment. You will need to report to the Lord Commander of Drakkenheim immediately. I suspect you'll find this a rather natural assignment.
That's me.
She's right here.
Yeah, that thank you. And this is not something that I will take lightly. I will do my best to represent the Amethyst Academy in Westermar. And hopefully I can come to you guys for guidance and tips. I'm going to be pretty new at this. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me.
The Amethyst Academy is also prepared to assist the throne of Westermar in its needs for matters of succession. We understand as well that accessing Castle Draken is a matter of paramount importance to the needs of the throne. As such, this council has decided to entrust the staff of power of Drakkenheim to the High Mage of Drakkenheim for the purposes of the restoration of the throne only.
That's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So once the throne is restored, it goes back to you.
Just to confirm.
Aerothier continues, and Eldrick nods. Should you demonstrate great potential. The reality is that typically we only grant the staff of power to a mage who has earned their 9th ring. There are less than a dozen such people still alive in the world. And the needs of the situation in Drakkenheim demonstrates that we need to create this opportunity. One day, you may earn your 9th ring, and one day you may hold this staff as an archmage. Aerothier seems to have great faith in you. You are, after all, the son of Lenneth Eventide.
Thank you. I'll do my best to earn those rings.
Lysia Netherwind speaks up. You understand, as a member of the Amethyst Academy, you will have a series of responsibilities, but also a series of privileges.
Absolutely. I hope this is easy to follow. I've never been one for responsibilities, guys.
I know.
Oh.
I
The
feel you
first
there,
rule
but
book.
When greatness is thrust upon us,
Breaks
Sebastian, we must take it up.
Okay, guys, I'm going to need some help with this.
Now, As a member of the Amethyst Academy, and as a master of spellcraft, you are part of a group who are custodians of ancient knowledge, guardians of the unblinking eye, keepers of the pentagram seals, watchers of the sevenfold gate, weavers of the 8 winds of magic, and speakers of the words which our world is but warded from realms beyond. This is your paramount duty and responsibility before all.
Understood. I understood like 3 of that. 3 things there, but understood. Absolutely.
We'll research it.
In light of this responsibility, you are to relinquish all claims to mundane property, land properties, estates, noble titles, and inheritances in perpetuity in all worlds, realms, and timelines.
So you can't have stuff?
You taking away all his stuff?
Inheritances. Does that include what my mother has left for me?
This concerns specifically property
Okay.
and land.
I don't really live anywhere right now. I've kind of, her tower is basically, I've been squatting there. So, yeah.
Second, you may not hold any rank or authority in any guild, church, nation, organization, save for an official appointment as the High Mage of Drakkenheim, which has been appointed to you by the Academy in any world, realm, or timeline. Your duty and responsibility is first and only to the Amethyst Academy.
Sebastian Crow, Court Mage, sounds better on paper than Sebastian Crow, a somewhat Mage Slayer. So I also don't really have a title that's worth keeping either, so I can accept that.
As a mage of the Amethyst Academy, you may not marry or sire children without the explicit sanction of the Amethyst Academy in any world, realm, or timeline.
Huh. Is that why your mom left?
No marriage.
No marriage, and you may not sire children without the explicit sanction of the Academy. Understand that as a master of spellcraft, you may be called upon by the Academy to reproduce with a member of the Academy of our choosing.
Oh.
But staff of power.
Can you think about it? Does he have to give you an answer now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry.
To be honest, I've been with you for a couple months and nothing's really happened. So,
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, Pluto.
What I'm saying is, if the Academy's gonna hook you up, you might as well take it because you don't seem to be doing any work.
Did I just get friend zoned? You know what, Pluto? If you're telling me that I should take it, then I'll take it. Yeah, sure.
Furthermore,
it's not like I have anybody.
Furthermore, you should be aware that promiscuous activities with extraplanar entities are expressly forbidden.
Well, that was on my bucket list, but we'll just cross that one off. Sure, yeah.
You will be called upon to perform assignments for the Amethyst Academy as befits your rank and experience.
That feels like what I've been doing this whole time anyway, so yeah, I'll continue.
Through no action or spellcraft of your own, will you cause deliberate harm to come to the Amethyst Academy, its members or apprentices.
He doesn't do it on purpose.
It's never been on purpose, so I accept.
And you are expected to attend important meetings requiring the attention of the Masters of Spellcraft.
That's what I was talking about, the meetings. Yeah, sure.
The meetings. That's weird.
Finally,
have to be awake for them.
as a member, let us talk about some of your benefits. Membership.
Oh, good. Oh.
As a member of the Academy, we do expect you to spend at least 1 month per year at one of the Academy strongholds. During this time, you will provide spellcasting services, aid in the creation of magical items, instruct apprentices, share your magical knowledge with colleagues, and participate in the research projects of the Academy.
Professor Crow?
Is that a benefit, or is that like you doing more work?
While you reside at an Academy stronghold, and throughout, and while you do not, the Academy will always shall afford you assistance and protection as may be necessary, that you may do so in kind. Your living expenses will be covered while you reside at the Amethyst Academy's grounds, and you'll be given private quarters and apartments where you will enjoy the equivalent of a very comfortable to wealthy lifestyle.
Wow. Okay, that's a benefit.
You will have access to the Academy workshops, libraries, and laboratories. And each month we will also be paying you a stipend of 100 gold pieces times the highest level spell you can cast. So you'll receive a monthly stipend of 500 gold pieces.
Wow.
Living expenses covered. I get a fancy pad. I get some money to spend.
But no
I can use
marriage.
the lab. And strictly they said no relations with extraplanar beings. That doesn't mean I can't have relations.
Then you can't.
That's correct. You are not allowed to marry or have children. Many members of the Amethyst Academy have relationships. It's just that you can't get married and you can't have children, and you have to recognize that one of the duties that you may have as a member of the Academy are reproductive in nature, because magic is genetic. So the Academy does make sure that mages often likes to play matchmaker between mages with high level skills.
I would like some say.
Like option 1, 2, 3.
Well, it depends, but
Like,
we'll
you
jump
know,
off that bridge when we get there.
A dating game.
Yeah. Can we turn it into a dating game? If so,
Option number 1 behind the curtain.
If I cast Flaming Sphere, what's your idea of a romantic date?
Finally,
However,
you may collaborate with other Academy members, including receiving research assistant spellcasting services from them in kind. And grant applications are due every 3 months. So if you want a grant for research purposes as well, if you spend a month at the Academy Towers, you can learn or retrain spells. You can bear your rings to invoke the Edicts of Lumen should you need protection or safe passage from any of the great houses throughout the continent. So within Illyria, Caspia, Westermar, and the other nations of the continent, any of the great houses must recognize your rings and the Edicts of Lumen and give you safe passage or boarding or shelter should you require it. You do have the authority as a master of spellcraft to take on apprentices should you choose to do so, and you may petition an audience before the Arcane Council, and you are eligible for nomination to the council as well. We grant you the master's robes, symbols, and staff, which you are expected to bear before the Arcane Council. And and at the advice of River, she told us that robes aren't your style, so we've made you a jacket.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so thoughtful.
And River hands you the package. It is a midnight purple jacket with golden trim and purple lining. And the buttons on it and the collars bear the crest, which are the pentagrams and eyes of the Amethyst Academy. It also functions inside are several small pockets that each have the inscription of a small object on them. For this is a robe. This functions as a robe of useful objects, and it has one of every single patch.
I look beautiful.
And as this happens, I use prestidigitation to make a small musical noise of trumpets.
They also have a scarf for you. It is a purple scarf. It is a scarf of billowing.
So it just
It billows dramatically.
Have they handed me the staff now as well?
We will be presenting that to you this evening.
Okay, so I just have the new jacket on and a billowing purple scarf.
Nice.
Fancy.
And see, by the way, they didn't say anything about relations. So I just want to, if you ever want to do like a Caspian grant research thing, just let me know.
Cool.
Just let me know.
You mean a Caspian partnership?
So
Robe.
this evening, we will have a formal gathering in the Great Hall and present you with the staff of power and your rings. Welcome back to the Amethyst Academy.
Thank you. You won't regret this.
Eldrick continues. The Academy goals now. It will take us a great deal of time to secure the tower. We will support the throne of Westermar in its succession crisis. Furthermore, we would like to collaborate in securing the situation in the city, particularly dealing with the Queen of Thieves.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a few ideas, if I may present those to you.
Certainly.
Actually, before I do that, there are a couple other things that I would like to do while I have all of you here. First of all, if you would like to appoint a new librarian, the previous one is no longer going to be functioning as a librarian. I do have this. It's this
Thank
rod for the librarian. I can't get much use out of it, but I thought if you're looking for somebody to work at this tower, I would like to nominate River as a candidate for a high-ranking position within this tower, if she so chooses to take that.
Well, we will be granting River her 5th ring this evening as well.
Oh, so I can't take her as an apprentice because now we're even. Okay. Fair. We also have a lot of delirium. Are we still on terms of selling that to you?
Certainly.
Cool. Cool.
The harvesting of the large shards that are growing around the tower and the tower grounds are difficult, and we are in need of smaller pieces because as much as we can get, we will need. We would be very interested in mounting an expedition to the crater as well.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet.
That is also
On the list.
near the top of the list. It actually is like that.
Yeah, we want the crater.
We've
It was
been there for a
actually
while.
right near the
It's like an
top.
adventure.
We have a bit of an idea. So we have a lot of connections that we've made in the city during this time. With Vale representing the Hooded Lanterns now as the Lord Commander, we have them on our side. Pluto here is a Prince of Caspia. And with the Silver Order turning their backs on us, we thought it might be a good time to send a message to Caspia and ask for their aid in Drakkenheim against the Queen of Thieves. We also have another Caspian member here in the city, Jupiter Jones, who we currently have the Hooded Lanterns out searching for. We're hoping that we can have a conversation with him and get him and his men on our side as well.
And what is Caspia's position on the city of Drakkenheim?
I think Caspia and Drakkenheim both benefit from Drakkenheim being a restored city.
Let's make no mistake, again, Eldrick continues and the other archmages nod in agreement. We're not certain that we will be able to restore Drakkenheim to being a city. And in fact, Arethyr continues, having just been here now for a day, that seems like a daunting task. But that we have secured the Academy Tower and that we are here means that there's a chance. I believe that we may be able to use the delirium and the resources of the tower to potentially create some level of arcane control over the city. We may also be able to use the delirium and the meteoric iron to create guardians that would help us maintain order, that would not pose the risks that living beings do, nor involve the questionable use of undead creatures either.
We do have a couple other tricks up our sleeve as well. They're cards that we were a little nervous to bring to the table. Before we get to the nervous cards, I will also say we've recently discovered that acquaintance of Veo lives in Witchcross. And we may be able to get him to bring some reinforcements for extra magic support.
Is this Lord Eric?
Yes, I haven't spoken to him since I was very young, but I know he'll recognize me, and I know he'll at least communicate with us about our dire situation here.
Lord Eric does still reside in Witchcross. He's been a longtime friend of the Academy. We can certainly contact him, and he may be an excellent resource for you and the Hooded Lanterns in rallying more support from the noble houses of Westamar to send more troops to the city.
And lastly, we have two other potential forces that might be of use specifically in the battle against the Queen of Thieves. Although unlikely, we happen to have procured an alliance with the Rattlings of the city.
The mages all are what?
They're friendly people.
We have
Ish.
deceived the Rattlings into believing that we are their gods, and in doing so, they have been doing our bidding whenever we have asked it upon them, and all that they have asked for in return
Is the flesh of our enemies.
is the flesh of our enemies.
Which is
We
also quite
could use
convenient.
them as a driving force against the Queen's men.
I have a suggestion, says River.
Yeah.
I've heard an old rumor, an old story told around Drakkenheim of a piper that used to dwell in the city that had a magic pipe that let him control rats. I wonder if we could still find it and if it would work on the Rattlings.
River, you're a genius.
That's worth a try. We already have them kind of under our thumb a little bit.
A little bit, but they need reeling in.
Yeah,
they need real
realistically.
leadership.
They need reeling in, but I think they're kind of like a bomb. But if we can point them in the right direction and send them in the right way, and if we can get this item that you speak of, that might help. We also have the fish people in the sewers who invited us to meet with their duchess. So
Again, there's more general commotion amongst the mages, and one of those. There's fish people living in Drakkenheim.
Listen, you guys have been up in your towers for years. We've been the people on the ground floor, making the connections, getting the info.
do you want to know how we first got into Drakkenheim?
And one of the
wasn't
mages
pretty.
says, so like, many of the mages begin to already debate, saying, I knew it! My theory was absolutely correct! The people of the city are mutating into horrible creatures! No, that's completely ridiculous. Clearly the crazy monsters are spawned by the haze directly. And there's an argument between the mages as they start arguing over where the monsters are coming from. And insults start throwing around, and someone pulls out a notebook and says, I prove it! I have the theory! The science is true!
Hold on, wait!
And I make
Wait.
I guess a minor illusion sound with a a whistle as loud as a scream.
All right. And I stand
I do
up
the- I
while that
can, actually.
happens. We have a potential here for a large army. Doesn't matter how they were made. The point is that the Rattlings and the fish people might be willing to cooperate with us.
Eldrick says, well, on the other hand, Oathhold in the Blue does raise a good point. If the creatures are spontaneously generated by the haze. And then the conversation continues and
come on.
has to whistle.
I'm going with a yes then.
I can't whistle right now. Sorry.
You must understand we wish to research and understand what has happened here. And now we have the perfect place to observe it directly and safely for many of our best minds. The mages here, for their rings and all of their power, not many of us are willing to risk our lives. But we are fascinated, and we are willing to offer our minds and our skills. Very few of us are battle mages. Like you, that's why you are such a valuable resource, Sebastian. Your field experience outstrips many of the others here.
Well, then take it from me as somebody who has been out in Drakkenheim for months now and has had to go through the sewers, had to go through the haze, had to deal with abominations that some of you may have never encountered in your lives, that it might be in our best interest to take every ally that we can get, especially against somebody as cunning as the Queen of Thieves.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I want to put this forward as Lord Commander, is that there have been people in Drakkenheim who have been risking their lives for years, aka the Hooded Lanterns, without magic. So I just want to put it out there. They deserve just as much respect as anyone who goes out into Drakkenheim. So just make sure, as we make this partnership happen, that they get their due diligence in terms of the recognition for keeping the city safe.
Aerothier speaks up and says, we wouldn't have it any other way. We just can't force our members into the field against their will.
Of course. And I don't expect anyone to go out there against their will. But I think with the bravery being put out there by the lanterns, it is something to be said for what they're doing out there.
Indeed. We can arrange, if you wish, if you would like to have the Academy dedicate more resources, what we can spare, to the Hooded Lanterns. We could send potions or provisions of any kind that we can spare. So if that is fair. We can do that. That will stretch our resources a bit thin, but we can send those things to your troops.
I guess we're not asking for anything, but anything that you can provide will help us for sure in our partnership.
Well, it should be noted that the former person who was supplying the Hooded Lanterns with health potions is a pile of mush upstairs now. So it would probably be helpful if we could get at least the wounded of the Hooded Lanterns taken care of and everybody ready for battle.
We can do this. We can provide this.
Thank you.
So, the other thing that we cannot risk is infiltration of this tower by the Queen of Thieves. She has demonstrated the ability to outwit and outplay all of us in the past, and thus our other reason for not wanting to allow any of our mages into the field is so that the risk of their impersonation is greatly reduced. For if this academy is infiltrated by an entity like the Queen of Thieves, it could be very disastrous.
I'm just going to throw an idea out there because when it comes to the Queen of Thieves, I mean, I'm open to any ideas because everything that we've tried so far has not worked out well, and it's blown up in our faces. And I'm sure the last thing we want is for anything else to blow up in our faces.
This is true.
Because she has a bomb.
Yeah, she has that bomb
I'm
that can blow up in
explaining the
our
joke
faces.
now, you know.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We all might die.
Is there any way that we can set would an anti-magic field around the tower? I don't know if you guys have that within you, but she's been infiltrating us by posing as other people or by sending people that are mind controlled.
One of the other mages... Wait, did you just talk about building an anti-magic field around the entire tower?
I don't.
An anti-magic field of that size, I mean, that could collapse reality itself. Are you crazy?
What about just in like the front entrance? You can't walk through here if you're impersonating a different person.
And the mages begin arguing about the sizes and dimensions of a possible anti-magic field. Like, no. I tell you, it's possible. It's possible to generate an anti-magic field of at least 10 feet in diameter and sustain it. I have seen other mages do it. It is an incredible spell. But putting one of those in a permanent location, sustaining that indefinitely, the kind of magic energies that would be required to do that. They just go back and forth and begin arguing about the logistics of actually trying to set up.
Or
I whistle again.
can you, I don't know, do something to my goggles so that maybe I can detect the Queen of Thieves if she's posing.
You'd actually have to put them on.
Yeah, you would actually have to wear them for the first time ever.
Use them.
I wore them.
I can't even think of
How many times your eyes got burned
We
or
can.
singed?
The components of it are expensive, and Othon here, I believe, knows the spell, but if you wish, Eldrick turns to Othon the Blue, a bearded mage there, and says, do you know the spell? He says, yes. It requires a small tincture and concoction, but I could provide you in your ring of spell storing with the true seeing spell.
Oh, I mean, that's also, yeah. You're not going to build them into my goggles?
I mean, we could construct an item like that, but that would take weeks to build.
I'll give you 1 week.
And a bunch of delirium.
And a whole bunch of delirium.
I mean, not all the delirium torture.
Which you also have to pay us for.
Well, we could build something like that. It's possible, yes. We could use the delirium as a focusing lens. You'd be able to hold it up. It would be possible, yes.
A magnifying glass?
Or a monocle.
A monocle that you put in?
We would need
Yes.
to do it.
It would look great on Mortimer Bigsby.
Yes, indeed. We could build a gem of seeing. To do so, we would need probably about 5,000 gold pieces worth of delirium and 2 weeks, but we could potentially build it. We have the expertise here to do something like that.
Do you think that will help us with finding the Queen of Thieves?
Well, if the designs of it are such, basically, this would be a gem of seeing built into your goggles. And it would have 3 charges that as an action, you would be able to expend a charge, and for 10 minutes, you would have true sight.
Sounds good. One more question for all of the...
So they could build that
Yeah.
if you
We have
want
the
to.
money.
Yeah, if you have the money and resources. Like,
Okay, well, you can take the crystals that are upstairs that we haven't harvested yet.
Yeah, our crystals upstairs, you can have all of them.
All of them.
those
We'll just take
large.
store credit.
That takes time
So
to harvest.
to say those large crystals, we have plans for them.
Yeah.
And they're not suitable. Like, you can't cut apart a delirium crystal into
Yeah.
smaller components, so it requires smaller ones anyway to channel that energy.
Okay.
And so the academy now is claiming those large shards.
Here's a last question then, before we get into how much delirium we have and whether we can build goggles of true seeing, which will come in very handy.
Now, as an alternative, we can cast the spell for you into your ring of spell storing. We can also we also have members that know spells like detect magic and detect thoughts, detect magic, see invisibility. So there are lower level spells that we could provide you with that you could take as tools in the field as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last question for the Council of Mages here. With us going into the field and us being me being one of the representatives from the Amethyst Academy who will be actually in the field against the Queen of Thieves, she has a bomb that you all helped make.
Indeed.
In theory, would you happen to have any magic or knowledge in a way that we could locate the bomb, hone in on its signal to help us? What I'm hoping for...
We can try, but we have already tried to locate the Queen of Thieves, and she is... We believe that she is using a stronghold which was in Drakkenheim for some time that has been warded against prying eyes. We can equip you with the resources to scry, but locating the Queen of Thieves directly has proved difficult. We have built more bombs. You should know this.
I would suggest you leave them in your hands until such a time that it feels appropriate. Not that I don't trust me and my friends, but as long as the Queen of Thieves is out there, she's been a step ahead of us this whole time. Now, I don't necessarily need to scry and find the Queen of Thieves, but I think what's most important, if we are going to approach the Queen of Thieves in open battle, it makes sense that we send a small force in, a Draken force,
If you will.
to retrieve the bomb, to make sure that that doesn't go off.
And indeed, we will outfit you with spells, resources, everything that we can provide to do that. And if there is any way that we can assist with our other spell casting, just we can do that. We have already tried to spy on the Queen of Thieves, and we are not certain of her location, although to our best guess, she is still occupying that stronghold around Buckle Down Row in the south part of the city. Mayhaps we can draw her out into open battle or trick her in some way, but we'll have to consider this carefully.
I have thought as well. The mirror from Sebastian's mother, where is it being kept right now?
We have brought it here.
We may need a little bit of time with that.
Is it safe to go into the mirror again?
Was it ever?
I mean, when it
Yes.
started dripping black goo, that was the problem.
I don't know
Is it
anything
still dripping
about
black
that.
goo?
It is not.
Oh, see, look at that. It all cleared up. That's what you said to wait.
But there was quite a lot of it.
Have it? Do you have it? Is it with you? Is it
It's-
secure?
It's proven to make a interesting weapon in the past.
We found that.
Oh, okay.
Would you like some more?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean,
Yes.
yes. Not with Pluto.
Hey, I'll be really careful with mine. I like to kind of think of myself as a pioneer in the black goo experimentation industry.
Do we
I kind of
know?
like to think I really spearheaded the whole campaign on how to apply black goo to weaponized.
Now, give credit where credit's due. Sten also had an equal part in spearheading.
May he rest in peace.
We did collect it. There are 6 vials of it total. That is all there is.
Have you, in your research on the black goo, in one instance, it drew undead. In another instance, it
Melted.
melted a person.
Someone.
Is it more leaning towards the melty goo or the undead summoning goo?
It is like ambrosia to undead creatures. So if you leave it open, it will attract undead creatures. They can detect it. They are drawn towards it like moths to a flame. And it is incredibly fatal to touch or consume.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit of both.
Great.
It's like a double-edged sword.
I can think of so many reasons to use 6 vials.
2 vials.
Like throw it
Oh.
all on the queen.
It's 2 vials.
I have 2, and Veo has 2. I assume.
Are you giving me 2? Wow.
We do not think it is wise for you to take all 6 vials.
Yeah, no, don't
We
give me
will
any.
give you 1.
Sebastian.
One
I
vial.
trust you because, I mean,
If you find a good use for it, let us know.
call you.
But we will safeguard the remainder for now.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
Well, we may need that mirror.
Do you think the black goo, if poured onto a delirium bomb, will undo and disintegrate the bomb?
Try that.
Where are you drawing this from? You've been a master for like 8 minutes,
It's dangerous.
and you're already
There
There is
pouring
only one way to find out.
the goo. Don't tell him that. No.
What's the worst that could happen?
Very bad things. Dragonheim.
Don't answer that. That's
Oh, we're gonna pour black goo on the bomb.
we haven't known each other.
We have not tried that. And immediately another argument breaks out amongst the mages. And they're like, I guarantee you, it could open up a portal to the Shadowfell, drawing in shadowy energy and destroying all life from miles around. No. I think that's completely ridiculous. I think it would completely destroy and disintegrate the delirium,
whistle again.
forming a new form.
You're a rowdy bunch, aren't you?
They're very excited. You must understand that these mages are amongst those that are most fascinated with what has happened in Drakkenheim. And all of them are a little bit on the crazy side, too.
I was going to say they must not get
Aren't we all?
Indeed. It's good company.
Well, meeting adjourned.
You're already claiming as Westamar. What are you? What's your title now?
The master spellcaster of Westamar.
It's big.
Before this meeting is over,
I messed up.
Eldrick says, the Archmages and I would like to meet with you privately, Sebastian.
All the fun jokes that I just made, they were I was having a bit of fun. I'm taking this super seriously.
Come on, Veo.
Yeah, Veo.
Are we leaving?
We'll go wait outside.
Okay,
The door.
go wait outside.
We'll go wait outside the door.
Oh.
When do I get a private thing?
Oh.
I need to meet with someone.
You have one. You have one, no? Well, we're gonna have our own private thing.
Yeah.
Blackjack. Congratulations are in order, first of all.
Thank you.
We need to know for certain that your loyalty will be first and foremost to the Amethyst Academy.
From what I've seen, the Amethyst Academy aligns with what I hope to accomplish in Drakkenheim. So as the representative here in Drakkenheim, I think that it works.
Your friend Veo is Lord Commander of Drakkenheim.
Yes.
Pluto Jackson is a prince of Caspia.
Yes.
The former queen of Drakkenheim, Lenore, is a Caspian woman. And we understand that there is some relation between the Caspian prince and the throne of Drakkenheim. Do you know this?
I do.
What can you tell us about it?
It's my understanding that Pluto Jackson's cousin or nephew, might be nephew, has a claim to Drakkenheim. With him being as young as he is, Pluto Jackson himself is in line to take the throne until such a time that the heir to the throne becomes of age. And I'm just going to tell you right now that I don't see this as a bad thing.
Neither do we. Arethiran nods to Lasaya. She says, we would very much like to see this George installed as the ruler of Drakkenheim. As a child, he will be very easy to manipulate. and your friend Paluto Jackson does not appear to be too bright either. This puts the Academy in an excellent position to secure our holdings over Drakkenheim, and will mean that we can negotiate with them in good faith to secure complete ownership and control over the supply of delirium. This is our most important objective in the city. Do you understand this?
I do.
We respect the throne of Westamar. But being able to wield the throne as a puppet of the Academy could be the best advance for the Academy in hundreds of years. You've put us in a very excellent position, and we hope that you will continue to use your friendship with Lord Pluto Jackson and Veosenya to make sure that the Academy's position in Drakkenheim is secured.
I'll make sure that the Academy's position is secured here in Drakkenheim, and I will
Excellent.
see to it that Pluto Jackson is put on the throne to represent George until such a time as he comes of age. But I wouldn't underestimate what Pluto Jackson has to offer. And I will say, although he might not always make the best decisions, and he has been known to be slightly foolhardy at times, he's very courageous, a very honest, and a very well-spoken individual who has, at times, shown that he can be an exceptional leader.
We don't doubt that. Those traits make him an excellent puppet. And the fact that his nephew has not come of age and has not learned how to be a ruler from anyone else means that we are in a perfect position to have their ear. If the biggest issue that we will have in the months and years to come with the other nations of the continent will be securing the Academy's control over delirium. It is an incredibly valuable resource. You should know that we believe that this is not the first time a meteor of this nature has collided with our world. We believe that it has happened at least one other time at the birth of sorcery. This delirium has been found on our world before, in very small amounts. We don't understand where it comes from yet, but its magical potential is unlike anything else. And those that don't understand the workings of magic cannot be allowed to control it.
I understand that. Just moving forward, can we find a better word than puppet? Makes it sound very ominous when you say it like that, and I will say that Pluto Jackson listens to my advice. That puts us in the advantageous position that you want. Through friendship, through kindness, and through loyalty, putting Pluto Jackson on the throne and putting me next to him means that I, representing the Amethyst Academy and their goals, will be able to talk to Pluto and sway him in the directions that we need to. But it will be because we think it's in the best interest of the world and for Westamar.
You are very well spoken, Sebastian, says Elric. But remember, as a member of the Academy, it is important that you have your duty to the Academy first, then to Westamar and your friends. We don't expect you to betray your friends. That's not the way we operate. And the Archmage speaks out of turn in calling Pluto Jackson a puppet. You can use your friendship in an honest way, but we need this to be an advantageous situation for the Academy. There's a lot more at stake than just the Kingdom of Westamar.
As long as you understand that you can never ask me to betray my friendship with these two, then we have an agreement.
We expect you to navigate that. If you want to maintain your relationship with them and your responsibilities to the Academy, you will need to use your skills to manage that.
Understood.
You have been granted a great deal of privileges. You've also accomplished a great deal for this Academy. Don't waste it.
Yes, sir.
Go get your friends. Come on back, you guys! It's alright. Do you want... Yeah. Maybe that's where we should take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna go have our little break, and you will all then have a little fancy feast again as you are awarded your rings when we come back. See you in
Vale will be
15
very
minutes.
excited for Fancy Feast.
Awesome. And we're back from our break. We have had our short rest, and the feasting is happening now at the Great Hall of the Amethyst Academy. But before we get into that, we got a few announcements to make.
As we gorge ourselves on food, mostly Vale, listening to Tabletop Audio. Check it out, tabletopaudio.com. We do it for all our ambient music. It can elevate your game, and it's all free, so check it out, tabletopaudio.com.
And of course, take a look at our Teespring store. Links below if you want to take a look for some awesome Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including Draken Force, if you want to be part of the Draken Force. Or you can check out the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
And if you're enjoying the stream and you'd like to help support our work, you can check us out on Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord community. So if you do join our Patreon, we have the Discord community exclusive for patrons. And you can come and chat with all of us, talk about all things D&D, different character ideas, rules questions, or just what your favorite thing is right now.
It's a book.
What's your favorite book?
I don't read. That was a lie. You called me on it. Oh, this fence I was.
Right. With that, we will dive back into the ruins. You are now at the Great Hall of the Amethyst Academy, where the food is being served. For the record, the Amethyst Academy, now that it is controlled again, the Hero's Feast can be generated. The effects of the Hero's Feast can be generated once per week, but it still generates. They still conjure magical food. So the Hero's Feast itself is something that they conjure up for Sunday roast.
Oh.
Yeah. So once per week. So you guys, as a perk, as another benefit, you guys can decide when you want to cash that in, but you can only do it once per week.
It hasn't been a week yet, has it?
It has not.
It's
yet,
been
no.
like a day.
No.
All
I
right.
still come through stuff in my face. And
Yeah,
like,
but the unseen servants still man all the kitchens. The broom comes up and apologizes to you, Sebastian.
That's so nice.
Don't sweat it, Broomy.
That's
and
not his name. You just made a huge assumption.
I look over and there's another broom who I know is Broomy, and I'm like, did I made a mistake.
Yeah. You should just.
I'm sorry, Broomhilda. My mistake.
And the underneath the tapestry portraits of the former archmages, and they've restored the tapestry of Archmage Modera as well. So she is centrally placed now in memory of her as well. And you can see that the whole group of mages that have come here are all gathered together. So there's about 24 apprentices and about 10 other mages, as well as Elric, Lysia, and Aerothir. The Elric, Lysia, and Aerothir are occupying the high table, and they present. And as dinner wanes down, they kind of ting on the glasses, and the lights dim very shortly, and Archmage Aerothere speaks and says,
You're pumped.
Mages of the Amethyst Academy, as we all know, magic was born twixt order and chaos. When we wield its power, we control chaos itself to break reality's rules. It is beyond reason, but bound by it. Beyond even good and evil. This is the paradox arcane, the greatest principle of magic. And it reminds us to embrace contradictions. For today, we welcome back one who was ejected from our academy. In demonstration of his and his companions' extraordinary feats in securing this tower, we welcome back Master Sebastian Crow, bestow upon him the rank and title of Master of Spellcraft and all the benefits and responsibilities therein. He shall take up the mantle of High Mage of Drakkenheim and serve in the court of Westamar. Master Sebastian Crow, we will speak together as custodians of ancient knowledge, guardians of the unblinking eye, keepers of the pentagram seals, watchers at the sevenfold gate, weavers of the eight winds of magic, and speakers of the words which ward our world from the realms beyond. Here are your rings. Hold out your hand and take them. And the rings fly up from the pillow that one of the apprentices is bearing, and they fly onto your hand, and you feel them rotate, and almost there's a moment where you feel like it almost sears your flesh a little bit as they rotate into place, and the bright runes flash on them and shine as they cover all the fingers on your your fingers and your thumb on your right hand.
I hold up the hand and wave it.
Show your rings that all may know your skill in spellcraft.
More to come, guys. More to come.
We also honor and thank our great friends, Lord Peludo Jackson and Veo Senya. They are to be treated henceforth as honorary initiates of the Amethyst Academy for their exemplary service and brave deeds in reclaiming this tower of the Amethyst Academy.
Lord
We bestow them each a ring of the Academy in recognition of their great deeds.
We got rings too, is what he's saying. Look at my ring.
I'm gonna probably
And with
wear
that,
some chain around my neck.
pour the wine!
Yeah. The stuff.
Indeed. We, indeed, Sebastian Crow, as Master of Spellcraft and High Mage of Drakkenheim, we bestow you the Staff of Power, such that you may finish your duties in the field here in Drakkenheim to honor the compact between the Amethyst Academy and the throne of Westamar, and make the city of Drakkenheim safe once more.
I approach and kneel down and hold out my hands to accept.
Be careful with it.
Don't drop it.
And Eldrick hands it to you.
Thanks, Veo.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We also recognize today River as master of the craft and bestow upon her her 5th ring. And to Eldrick Runeweaver, we recognize his new rank and bestow upon him his 8th ring.
Music plays. It's from somewhere.
Trumpets.
Trumpets.
Mostly trumpets.
I press the digitate the trumpets. Pew, pew.
The Archmages speak. Eldrick Runeweaver will be the acting Grand Wizard of the Academy here in Drakkenheim.
Mm-hmm.
For myself, myself and Archmage Lasaya will not be staying here in the city. We will be returning to our duties at our respective towers.
I feel like we're at the rowdiest table.
Yeah.
We're the only ones making noise.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm celebrating.
Yeah, you're just getting right into that wine.
Oh yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh yeah.
My face is
We did it.
planted into a turkey.
This is a huge moment.
I'm like showing you the staff. I'm like, look at this staff.
Oh wow!
Look
I
at-
don't know anything about magic, but that looks cool.
Oh, look, it's glowing.
Yeah.
Do you have a glowing staff? Have you seen a glowing staff before? This one's glowing. It's pretty cool.
I mean, I saw
Isn't
it
that the same
earlier
one in,
when
like,
yeah,
your
it wasn't.
picture of your
I stood
mom
right
and-
beside it when it exploded.
For sure, he touched it.
I was like
helping.
pretty close.
Oh yeah, are you okay?
You were right by it when it.
Also, my scarf of billowing keeps like
Whoever's behind you, whoever's right behind you.
Also, like not mad. I'm like, oh,
Stop it! Quit it! Quit it! Quit it!
So Veo's
Like,
playing with
my
the scarf.
pupils just get like the largest. I'm just like,
I like turn it and now it's like.
I like reach past you and I'm like,
Sorry guys, I'm learning how to wear this thing still.
I'm not mad about it.
Don't rip the scarf. What do you guys think of the new
You look
new getup?
so fancy.
I know it's the cleanest.
How do you feel?
coat
I know it's so. You're gonna dirty it so quickly.
I
It's
know.
gonna have some scorch marks on it.
like
in no
where
time.
are we going next? The sewers?
Yeah,
Probably.
that reminds me. I have to send some letters.
Yeah, we have some things to do after this, but for now,
Eat the food.
drink the wine.
And this is a good time to tell you about our own club with rings. Me and Veo started while we were waiting
Yeah,
for you guys.
yeah.
That's a terrible end to like the three lines that could have summed up the night. And
We-
you formed a club without me because the academy wanted
Because
to
we were
talk
really
to me
jealous.
privately.
We were really jealous, so
Yeah.
we started our own club with
What's
rings.
the club called?
We didn't name it. Okay.
Veo is-
Can I join?
how many rings do you have?
5.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's like a -2 rings in like our club,
Yeah, you're negative rings right now.
but you can earn them. We'll tell
Yeah,
you.
we'll show you how.
Yeah,
All right.
we don't have like a set of rules. We figure it out as we go.
Okay. Guys, thanks.
We're really tired of you bragging right now.
It's a really exciting day for me, and you guys are tired of me bragging.
You did really good.
You did really good.
I got some stuff for like the first time in my life. Somebody told me I did a good job at something.
All right, here you can earn 1 ring for our club, and I hand you a ring made of like salmon bones.
Wear it proudly.
I know where-
As the night wears down, one of the apprentices says, he's one of the younger guys. I'm also supposed to tell you that we got your apartment cleaned up.
I haven't like here in this tower. I haven't.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I call the bed.
My name's Scryo, and I'm just meant to lead you. I'm very, very sorry. I'm really new, and they said that I had to come out here, but I got your room all cleaned up. It's all clean. I just learned prestidigitation, and I cleaned the whole thing top to bottom. It's really.
Show me your sparks.
I'm gonna mess with this guy.
He,
Hold on.
he,
hold on.
he- he's like, okay. And he tries. He grabs his wand, and it's like,
Don't close your eyes. Open them.
Is that the best you can do, apprentice?
I'm trying really hard.
You are standing before a master.
I was
Wow.
working on cleaning,
Whoa.
and I was doing all the cleaning with it. It was going fine.
Hey.
I didn't miss a single spot in your
Who
room.
do you work under right now as an apprentice?
I'm right now. I'm taking classes under Noodles and Kemmler.
Noodles.
They're actually probably way cooler. And I was just kidding. That's actually great prestidigitation. You're doing. How long have you been with the academy?
Just 2 years now.
2 years. Wow. I think in my second.
He's
year,
maybe
so-
like 12.
Can I show you something cool?
Yeah.
And I wave my hands, and it looks like nothing happens. But then he gets a poke on the cheek.
Ow.
Well, maybe
That's how you do a mage hand.
maybe we can discuss. I'm looking for an apprentice myself. So, if you ever are interested in working under the great Sebastian Crow,
Great. When we had a great.
Master. Just
Master.
master. Not great.
Oh, I mean that's very nice, but but I'd really rather not get blown up. Thanks. You're really talented, but all the apprentices say that you have a reputation for causing incidents.
That's fine. That's fine. I like turn away and I'm like a little wounded by that, and I just start looking around and I'm like pointing at random apprentices, being like, "Do you want to? Who wants? Anybody?"
And I go up to you and I make the big cat eyes. I'm like, I thought we were learning magic together. I thought you were teaching me.
You're already the Lord Commander. I already like work on level ground with you. I don't want to boss you around. I want like a little apprentice that I can like boss around and stuff.
You want someone
Can I
to
be
boss
like
around.
your temporary
All right.
apprentice until you find one?
You're my temporary apprentice.
Yes.
Until I find an apprentice who needs more help. You're better at mage hand than me. Ow! Stop doing that. All right, show me to my apartment.
Yeah, Scrippo leads you up to as the night weans down. He leads you up to an apartment, and then also Veo and Pluto. You've been provided with private guest quarters.
We're going with you.
Yeah.
We follow. We follow.
Guys, I'm
Sebastian.
probably going to like talk to my mom tonight.
Yeah, we should
You
probably
don't
be
want
there.
us there as,
we
like,
should
your
probably be
support
there for and also they
friends?
already called your bed, so I don't know where you're staying.
I'm staying in my bed in my new apartment, Veo.
I mean, if you want to...
Our apartment.
I- am very soft and
he's got a
furry.
really nice couch in the apartment.
Yeah, that'll be really nice for you to stay on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I call the
It's
call the
the
couch.
apartment is a well-appointed place with its own washing room. It has a small living quarters and study, and they've left the mirror in the apartment. And then you have
in.
your own private bed chamber and dressing room as well. And as you come in, there's an unseen servant that lives in your apartment that is going to be your butler.
I open up like the closet and it's just full of like 40 of the same coats and shirt and pants, and I'm just like, excellent. This is what I wanted. Oh, and 8 more pairs of goggles. Nice.
They're not the ones that you're wearing.
I know these are the ones my dad gave me.
Yeah.
So,
No, you ever seen like those people that have the really fancy watch drawers?
yeah.
There's a goggle drawer.
Oh,
yeah.
They come out and they rotate.
oh man.
Don't let all this wealth go to your head.
It's
Yeah.
too late.
I'm gonna be sure. We'll be sure to ruin this place for you.
2 days later, it's trashed. There's cat fur everywhere.
Wink at Pluto. I'm just like, we got this.
Yeah, we'll keep it
We
home.
need to redecorate.
Would now be a good time for me to talk to my mother now that we're winding down for the evening?
Yeah.
Guys, are you sure you want to be here for this? I have no idea what... Where did you get food?
Oh,
Is that popcorn?
Where did you get food?
oh.
Are you here to watch the
The
show?
unseen servant brought it over.
I
just-
reach over and I start eating your food as well, but like twice as fast as you.
Talk to your mom.
Okay, this is weird with an audience. I've never done this before. Yeah, okay, all right.
We can- Do we need to like? Are you doing the magic on your own? Do we need to channel?
Am I
friend
chewing too
magic?
loud? Is that what's happening?
No, you're... Yeah, a little. I pull the mirror over, and I sit in front of the mirror, and I'm going to start working on casting Contact Other Plane.
Okay. There are ritual supplies in your chamber, and there is like all the materials to do like small scale spell casting privately in your apartment are here, so you can kind of like clear. In fact, when you pull the rug up, there's a magic circle. Basically, like everyone knows that all the mages do private things in their own rooms.
Yeah. I imagine that like I pull the mirror up right outside the magic circle. I sit in them. I have like all these components kind of
Candles
around me.
Yeah.
I'm like lighting candles, and then it's all verbal components. So what I imagine I'm doing is I actually just sit there, and my eyes go black, and I actually start to like levitate a few feet off the ground in like my sitting position.
Yeah. And you
yell
got
with
to
the
use the
spell.
ritual book, and the spell and the book like floats up in the air in
book's,
front
like,
of you.
floating, and
Yeah.
the candles and stuff are starting to like float and rotate around me, and I'm just there in like the middle of the room, hovering, being
Okay.
I'm behind the
As
couch.
you cast the spell, make an intelligence saving throw.
I want the verbal component just to be you yelling, "Mom, mom,
Mommy, mom.
like you're
Mom, mommy.
18.
You succeed and are not rendered insane.
hey, that's a win."
Me yelling "mom" starts to sound, even though it's spelt the same forwards and backwards, it starts to sound like it's like in reverse. Yeah,
Mom.
that starts coming out instead, and it gets a
Okay.
little creepy.
Your contact other plane spell. You feel this image come into your mind. Veo and Pluto, you see this shade-like figure appear, stepping forward out of the mirror in front of Sebastian. And she is unmistakably the one resembles the simulacrum that you encountered before. It is Lenneth Eventide. And she is an elven woman with this long kind of strawberry blonde like hair and almost these deep shadows under her eyes and dark blue lips. And she is wearing a black robe and has an amulet of gold around her neck, but is otherwise rather simply adorned. There's rather thick freckles on her cheeks as well, but there's a soft purple glow in her eyes. And the nature of this spell allows her to say more than Contact Other Plane would normally allow her to do so, but you must still ask the questions. She says, "Hello, Sebastian. I've been waiting for you for a long time. I'm sure you have questions, so ask away."
I want to start by saying that I'm very excited to finally meet you. It's been a long time coming. I'm supposed to ask questions. That's how this works. There's so much that I want to tell you. There's so much that I want to say.
Ask her your middle name.
Are you like...
I'm just kind of like behind, but like watching.
Okay, first question. Was it intentional that you gave up your life in childbirth to create me?
Yes, it was.
Can I ask what purpose you had behind that?
I wanted to give you the greatest gift that a mother could give their child.
Life?
Power.
Did you sacrifice yourself to give your power to me?
No.
Where did my power come from?
It comes from the Nether, the Shadowlands, realms beyond, bound in blood.
Does it have anything to do with the demon in your mirror dimension?
No.
Why do you have a statue of the demon in the mirror dimension?
He taught me many things.
He seems to have a high cost.
Indeed, he does.
Did you know that a delirium meteor was going to strike Drakkenheim?
I suspected it would.
I feel like you've been leading me this whole time to discover some sort of truth. Where? What?
This is question number 4.
Sure.
You get 2 more.
Okay.
Or 5. You get 1. You only go. Yeah, I think
5,
it was 5. You get 5, so you got 1 more.
Okay.
You can always talk to me again tomorrow.
How would I learn more about why the meteor hit Drakkenheim? What is my best course of action to uncover that truth?
The crater.
Thank you.
Be safe.
I love you.
I love you too, Sebastian.
Hi, Mama Carrot Top.
Oh, that was nice.
She doesn't
The
even know
end.
me. She doesn't even know that.
Did they hear?
Would you have wanted them to?
I imagine that the way that it worked is that I was speaking out loud, but they might not have heard the answers.
Yeah, I imagine that.
And then I imagine that as she fades, everything kind of lowers back to the ground. And then I open my eyes again.
That was freaky. Your mom was here and you were talking to her and
Guys, I just met my mom for the first time.
magic. Ooh, we gotta ask her about those simulacrums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can contact her again tomorrow.
Perfect.
I need to go to the crater at some point.
Did she say something about it?
That's where I'm going to find answers as to why the meteorite, what it is, why it's here, why it hit Drakkenheim. There's something connecting all of this. Also, my mom did sacrifice herself so that I could have power.
Power.
I don't know. I feel like, do I seem more powerful than other spellcasters? Not really.
I mean, you explode more than them, but other than that.
I mean, that might account for why I have so many incidents, is because maybe I have more pent up power. I don't know. The demon gave my mom answers for high price.
But does he have your soul?
I didn't get to ask that. I only got 5 questions. I'm going to have to ask more tomorrow. I'm going to start working out a list of questions.
Order
To ask
accordance?
mom.
I was
Day.
a little caught off guard. I realized as I finished casting the spell that I don't think I was fully prepared to meet my mother for the first time and have her be like, yo, ask me 5 questions. I thought we were just going to have like a chat all night about my childhood. It's not going to work that way. So I don't think I'm ever going to really get to meet my mother.
Well, it's your mother's spirit.
But in a way, I got to talk to her, and at least I can figure some things out, maybe.
You can ask her questions for forever.
Yeah.
Eventually, it'll just be like, "How's your day?"
Ask her how
And
she
like,
met your dad. That'd be a fun story.
Yeah. Or like, what was my 3rd birthday?
I think-
No, wait, she was
Middle.
alive.
No, she was
Oh,
not
sorry.
alive at that
No.
point, Pluto.
You could just tell her about your 3rd birthday.
Yeah. Can you?
I
Yeah,
think
just tell her
so. I
things.
mean, she can
It's only questions. I mean, what if you just sat there for an hour and just
And
talked to her? You just told her all about your day, and like you could just vent.
She might have seen it though. I mean, being a little spiritness.
next time I'll ask her if she has been watching over me.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that
So
was
many
nice.
good
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Midnight snack before we sleep.
Can we lay on the floor in a circle?
With our heads in the middle, like we
Yeah,
normally
on the
do.
summoning circle thing.
You asked that, and I'm like looking at this super comfortable bed, like the most comfortable bed that I've seen since arriving in Drakkenheim. And I look at you guys.
I mean,
on
we
the
can go in the bed if you want.
I mean, if you don't want to hang out with us, if you've
No. I mean, all of us can go in the bed.
oh, we all just go in the bed.
We
Yeah,
can
that makes
cuddle.
more sense.
Wouldn't you want to cuddle with Pluto and me?
I call middle. All right, guys, everybody, it's a pretty big bed.
I mean, actually, I'm at the end of the bed, and I actually no.
We're cuddling.
Wait, I gotta
Alright.
nest it first. I gotta like massage the blankets.
It's a big bed, right?
It's the way I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So like
In the morning, There's a group of apprentices and the archmages that are going to set out from the tower, because archmages Aerothera and Lysia are going to travel on foot outside the city, then travel further, because none of them want to try no one wants to try teleporting again after what happened yesterday. A bunch of people are still speaking about it, and it does not sound like it was good.
Yeah. Maybe we should hold at some point a memoriam for the apprentices that tried to teleport in.
Yeah. So you hear that there's bustling, that the academy is going to start sending some caravans in to bring in supplies on foot. It's not as easy, but now it's worthwhile for them to do it because they actually have a proper base of operations. So they will provide you with a dose of Aqua Expurgo, and you can head out with this caravan now if you would like to head back.
Yeah, I don't think
You guys want to head back to the barracks?
Yeah, I think if I want to send a letter quickly to Eric, can I send it back with another caravan? Or is it faster to get somebody to send it for me?
You ain't gotta use that snail mail no more. They can they can use magic to send letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you do want to contact anybody, River is being appointed to be at the academy barracks, and she can send messages. She knows sending, and she can send messages out if you need to contact someone magically. And so the
Academy or Hooded Lanterns?
As long as you can describe who you want to talk to, she can cast sending and contact them.
Sorry, she's at the...
She's going to be at the barracks. She's going to be stationed there.
Okay.
And then Eldrick is going to stay at the academy tower.
Okay.
If you guys want... And what do you want to charge up your rings with? Because you have to come back to the academy tower to do that.
Okay.
And if there's something on the list that you don't... that isn't there that you can think of, you can ask me and we'll roll to find out if someone there knows it. But that's basically amongst the mages that are staying at the Academy Tower, those are the spells that they have available between them. And as I said, it's a smorgasbord of spells from the Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard spell list. So your ring can store a total of 5 levels worth of spells.
Part of me just wants to take 5 shields and just keep running around and doing whatever I just do normally.
Okay.
But I do like an enlarge reduce.
Okay.
So maybe a 1 enlarge reduce, 2 shields, and a healing word.
Okay. Vale?
I think I'm going to take a dimension door as a 4th. And a shield.
Nice.
For now.
Sebastian?
I'm going to take Cone of Cold.
Okay.
Greater Invisibility.
Before you commit to Cone of Cold, you know that Cone of Cold is in the Staff of Power.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a good call.
I'm taking Greater Invisibility and Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Which is 5, and then I get 5 more. I might take Banishment.
Mm-hmm.
And I get 1 more. So we will do...
How many levels do you have?
I get 1 more spell. So I'm
Healing
gonna do
Word's great.
Word.
Healing Word's great.
Making the bard work overtime.
Yeah. Come on, buddy. Chop chop, sing those songs. Get through it. Come on, quicker. Faster. Play faster.
Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, you have those in your rings of spell storing and can use them whenever you would like to.
Magic.
Oh, man.
Magic.
I have so many spells now.
I figure that I should probably be able to teleport at some point. You know, thinking about situations I've been in.
That sounds like a good idea.
You basically teleport though all the time. As far as I know, you're teleporting.
Imagine if I run really far and then I teleport.
Yeah, that's gross.
Wow.
With the Archmages, Shield Guardians, and the caravan of mages, it is quite the procession going back through the streets of Drakkenheim towards Shepherd's Gate. As you travel back in the safety of this group without incident and arrive at Shepherd's Gate, where the Archmages give their respect and continue on their journey away, and you are left with River and her guardian, and and the horns blare of the hooded lanterns, and the flags rise up, and you hear them all crying out, "The Lord Commander has returned!
That's me.
Open the gates!"
That's
And you come into the barracks. Elias Drexel rushes out to welcome you and says, "Lord Commander, welcome back.
Hello. Yes.
It's been a lot happening. There's a lot to discuss."
Ooh. We have a lot to discuss as well. I have some news.
I do too.
I have some
I hope you have
some
good
news.
news, because I don't have any.
pretty good news.
No good news.
Wait, what? No good news.
I'm sorry, I don't have much in the way of good news.
Is it like-
Things have happened while you've been gone, and the situation is... Well, we've got a lot to think about.
We were gone 3
This is-
days.
It's 3 days. Is it
A lot
bit?
can happen in 3 days.
Yes, it's true. Okay.
Any word on Jupiter?
To a private chamber.
Alrighty.
Nobody said anything about my new coat.
It looks so good. Don't worry. I didn't get a new coat.
As you go, the
Even though we
Lord
came
Commander
from the
says, "Where'd you get the new coat?"
Oh, Sebastian Crow, Master Spellcaster.
Impressive. Is that... Those are the symbols of the Academy. Did they... You've been an Academy member this entire time, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
He was an ex-Academy member.
You just graduated.
Now he's
I just graduated finally.
an ex-Academy member.
Yeah,
Oh.
XX Academy.
Congratulations, I suppose. It's a really nice jacket.
Thank
and
you.
an impressive stick.
Yeah, it's shiny.
We got it bashed over our heads.
I was the closest.
River explains, as I think the Lord Commander is trying to explain, Lieutenant Commander, the Amethyst Academy has appointed Master Sebastian Crow here as the High Mage of Drakkenheim, and he will be serving as the Academy's representative to the throne of Westamar.
No big deal. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Yep.
you all are moving up in the world. Glad to see it.
Ooh.
I mean, we do a lot for it. So
That-
I mean, it's
You head
feel like
back
there
to
was a
the
slight beat
the
matching
war rooms, and a series of messages arrive, and Elias Drexel says there's a few things that you should be aware of first. First of all, how would you like to proceed, Lord Commander? Would you like to get updates from us, or shall you let us in on what you've been up to first?
I'd like a full report from y'all first, and then we'll let you know how that relates to what we did, Lieutenant.
Certainly.
Where does this keep going?
I don't know. I found it in your bag.
I always
Veo put it there.
keep snacks in his bag.
Yeah. Veo keeps snacks in your bag, so I just go to your bag to get snacks.
Also, we'd like some snacks. Bring some stew
Also,
from
the Lord
kitchen.
Commander demands snacks.
Demand snacks. All right. The first
We shouldn't be in
the first
charge
order
of
of
anything.
business here is that we, as asked, we have sent runners out to contact other noble families, and we sent out groups of scouts to locate Jupiter Jones, and we've found him, and he's here.
That's good news.
That's great.
Where is he?
He's at the barracks. We didn't give him here at the barracks.
Good job.
We're gonna wait to bring him in when you're ready to see him.
I mean, that's good news. You did well. Have a snack yourself. Did well.
And he claims that he may know the location of one of the remaining marks of the small council.
Which one?
Well, he believes that he knows the location of the Lord Mayor's circlet.
Well, then we have to get him in here.
Is that from
pronto.
the Grand Guild Hall?
The Lord Mayor, his offices were at the Old Town Assembly Chambers.
Assembly chambers. And he knows where it is.
He claims to.
We're gonna need Ignatius for this.
Good call.
But there is some other news. There's been a decree by the hierarch of the Church of the Sacred Fire.
Surprise, surprise.
And it's... well...
Lay it out.
The decree says this. He produces the letter that has the seal of the hierarch.
I take it.
They've been sending these all out all over. And it says, Westamar has turned from the light and seeks to cloak itself in shadow and ruin. A terrible curse grips those who would tell you they are fighting for your city, your nation, but this curse has gripped the very crown of Westamar itself. The hierarch has dispatched a crusading force to the city of Drakkenheim with orders to burn it to the ground.
Ooh, okay. So, war is coming to Drakkenheim.
The hierarch has also declared Lucretia Matthias an outlaw and heretic.
I mean, that's okay with us.
Yeah,
It's getting better.
I'm not against
Okay.
that.
Can you repeat the first part again about the burning the city to the ground?
They've begun assembling an army of soldiers, for the hierarch and Illyria no longer recognize the sovereignty the sovereignty of Westamar. They have effectively declared that the throne is a dead lineage and that the kingdom itself no longer exists.
We have to come forward with our new evidence. We have to show that the lineage still stands,
Yes.
whether it be with the
Absolutely.
current queen.
Regardless,
the
they're
decree has
saying
said that the lineage is invalid, that the corruption of Lenore has branded the line, and that effectively they've said that the von Kessel line is tainted irrevocably.
This cannot stand.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
And this can't
I
be
agree.
held
We have people
By,
to represent
But
the
they're
throne.
sending an army.
we have
And
to
then
stop.
we need an army to fight back.
We need to show them that not only is Drakkenheim have lineage, but it can stand on its own, and we can rebuild it. I think their choices are made out of fear and misunderstanding of what Drakkenheim currently is, which is just more of like a Mage Podge of...
I absolutely agree.
The situation
Creatures.
has grown dire because now the soldiers of the Silver Order that are still here have begun engaging in skirmishes with our own soldiers. Not only that, but there have been open battles as well between the Silver Order and the followers of the Falling Fire. While you were gone, there was a battle at the Cathedral Square between the Silver Order and the followers of the Falling Fire, and the Silver Order was defeated.
The
Say
Silver
what?
Order was defeated.
no.
By
that's
how
not
much?
Good.
Bad?
We don't know. They didn't have the Silver Order is still regaining its strength after the previous engagements that they helped us with. But the Falling Fire has claimed the Grand Cathedral of St. Vitruvio.
Oops. Okay. So.
It is apparently the initial reports from the scouts indicate that the Silver Order was defeated because several of its members defected to the Falling Fire. There is more and more schism occurring within the church, and it's spilling over into Drakkenheim.
How about the commanders from the Silver Order? Are they still at their posts?
It seems to be, yes.
Oh.
It sounds like this also could be some kind of political play overseas. I mean, if they're coming in, like, who's their enemy? Is it the Silver Order? Is it the hierarchy? Are they aiming to, like, just destroy Drakkenheim? Are they here to kill one thing? Like, which is, are they trying to just get rid of the Falling Fire? Maybe if we lead the Falling Fire out, or show our disdain, our mutual disdain for the Falling Fire.
I think it's past that.
The church is effectively the monarch of Illyria as well, which means that in making this power play, Illyria could be trying to claim the lands of Westermar as part of its nation.
Well, that can't stand.
This is a Caspian. Wait.
I want to take it. Nope.
No, but you have a rightful claim to the throne.
His nephew does.
Your nephew has a rightful claim to the throne.
The throne has a lineage. It can't just be thrown in as a bargaining chip to this higher monarchy of divine power. We need to step in and...
You have the papers that say that this is true. If they're passing this statement around, we need to make our own statement. And I think it's important that we need to talk to your father.
Yeah.
Because is Caspia going to press its claim?
It has to.
Caspia
I have
should.
to let my father
Then
know.
it could mean war between Caspia and Illyria.
For Drakkenheim.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
frankly.
It's been leading up to this. And I think if the lineage of the Von Kessels leads us to Caspia, then we should stand by them. But I think we need to get them here. And
But Lord Commander, if we involve the Caspians, Westermar or Drakkenheim could just as easily become a vassal of Caspia as well.
But we have, like, better parties and stuff.
When you go to
Swing
war,
game.
you call on your allies. Caspia and Drakkenheim and Caspia and Westermar are united through marriage and blood relation. We have no relation with Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
So calling upon our allies in Caspia is a play to aid Westermar in a time of war, to help push the lineage that we know is there against an enemy.
I think sticking with the allies that we have rather than trying to reason with men who have already made decisions about wanting to take over this world, it's time to really stand with the people who are going to stand with us. And if Drakkenheim becomes a connection to Caspia, a second Caspia, well, I mean, we got to fill it with someone. But I think that we can't just stand aside and be on our own. We're going to lose that way, and we're going to lose everything that we fought for if we don't choose a side.
We need to rally to do this, which means we have to act quickly.
Yes.
It will take the Silver Order and the Church time to muster their army. My best guess is 1 month, maybe 2, before they're able to march up their forces here to the city itself. They'll find it quite inhospitable as well, given the situation. During the Civil War, there was an army that did attempt to retake the city, but the haze was thicker then, and it was a disaster. This is a difficult city to take, but it doesn't mean that they can't blockade it.
With the help of the Amethyst Academy, we now have more tools to exist within Drakkenheim and deal with the haze that we could give our soldiers, giving us a benefit over the opposing forces.
Indeed. And if we can take Castle Draken back, relocate the crown itself, we can make a deliberate show that the power of Drakkenheim still exists.
We're also working on getting not just, yes, they could blockade, but with the Amethyst Academy's help, we don't need to walk out of Drakkenheim. We can teleport out of Drakkenheim.
Once specific measures are reached,
Yes.
we can open up a teleportation circle. That's going to take some time, though. The Amethyst Academy is going to be working on that for a couple months as well.
In the meantime, alley cat warfare.
We have delirium weapons too.
We do.
That's something that
They don't even need to get into the city to...
Once they set up a camp, we could blow up their camps.
the
We have a lot of things in our pocket right now.
There's
that can help.
There's a lot that we can do.
We have options. And it sounds like we have a little bit of time to do some
yeah, and
planning.
I don't want to let diplomacy fail yet. There's got to be a way we can find out more about what's actually behind this statement.
Okay.
There's got to be some underlying. There's no reason why they would go this far so suddenly, especially if I think the root cause might be just the falling fire. If we can help.
So let's lay this all out. There's an army that is going to be approaching Drakkenheim.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
Within a
rally
few
our
months.
own forces.
Yeah.
River mentioned an item that we might be able to obtain to help us rally
More forces.
more forces, if you know what I mean. Wink.
Flutes.
Yeah,
Pipe.
we need
Pipes.
to get the pipe. Jupiter Jones and his men might also know the whereabouts of another badge.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the Queen of Thieves out of the picture and obtain her badges as well.
Yeah, she's only going to cause problems if there's ever war.
With the staff, that is the staff of power of Drakkenheim, is it not?
It is. Thanks for noticing.
So with that,
And his jacket.
we only need 2 other badges to secure access to the castle. So if we can find, still at large, we know that the Queen of Thieves definitely has
High
my seal,
Yep.
my former seal, the Lord Commander's seal, the Steward's seal, as well as the High Flame Keeper's phylactery.
Mhm.
So we know that she has 3, which means that she could conceivably already have access to the castle.
Which is why she needs to be removed from the equation.
Indeed.
In pressing time.
The other remaining seals are those of the Archmage, which we have, the Castellan, the Lord Mayor, and the Guildmaster. If Jupiter Jones knows the location, we just need to find the location of one other. And we can make a move on the castle.
I still think it's important that we deal with the Queen of Thieves as well.
And closely monitor the falling fire.
Because one option is if we dealt with the Queen of Thieves, we could also recover a badge.
And if we can get all the badges.
The Castellan's badge. The Castellan was the former keeper of St. Selena's Abbey. It's possible that the Falling Fire may have that.
Infiltration mission?
If they control St. Selena's.
It's not like we haven't gotten to St. Selena's before.
No, we know how to get there, and I do have a few tricks to help us get in this time.
As for the Lord Mayor and the Guildmaster, the Guild Hall and the Old Town Assembly Chambers were where their offices were. They've been dangerous locations for some time, but now with the the Knoll forces broken up, it might be possible to search those places too.
So, obtain badges, recruit an army, take on the Queen, take the castle, and then
Defend Drakkenheim.
defend Drakkenheim.
How are we going to deal with the Queen of Thieves?
We need to lure her out, and it might be possible to do it with the help of Jupiter Jones in retrieving this other badge. Because if he knows where it is, she's also probably knows where it is.
Mm-hmm.
We also need to possibly find out where she's keeping the bomb that she took from us and get it away from her. Because if she uses that against us, that could be dire. So I think those are the two keys. Now, luckily, we have some friends who know the sewers really well. And I happen to know for a fact, while we were rooting around down there, that there's a secret entrance to the Queen of Thieves' lair
We've
through
been
the
in
sewers. We found that entrance when we were trying to find an escape. It was a little bit crowded, so we escaped through.
We just kind of walked out.
Yeah, we kind of well, they let us out after we bowed to them and were almost eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah, true.
I think we know another way in, though.
Well, we found that little hole that the sewers could lead us to.
Yeah.
So I know a certain individual who can guide us.
Yeah.
But then we need the pipe.
We need
So you're proposing an assault on the Queen of Thieves' stronghold directly.
I'm proposing an infiltration mission to obtain the bomb, and then an assault on the Queen of Thieves.
Yeah, with that bomb in play, it's hard to read her. If we've learned anything from Oscar, it's that some of these, they don't seem to have anything to lose. Like, she would rather see. What if
That
she just
said,
decides
we
to
could
blow
pull a
herself up?
crackdown. Lord Commander, we could order... We've had some time to recover. We could order our soldiers to attack Buckledown Road directly. And perhaps that chaos would give you the cover that you need to infiltrate and find out what else. Destroy whatever the Queen of Thieves has and rob her blind.
I do want to have I like the idea of having a surface distraction. I think we need to coordinate with other connections to see if we can also get an underground mission going as well.
If we strike at Buckledown Road directly, the Queen of Thieves is going to strike back at us directly as well.
I know.
Which is why we can only do this one time, and it needs to be done properly. Which is why I think we need more help. So I think the order of events here is we need to find the pipe that River talked about. We need to find the badge that Jupiter talked about.
Well, we have to talk to him about it.
Yes, yeah. And then, if we can get Jupiter and his men to help out the Hooded Lanterns on the surface attack,
Yes.
we also need to ask Caspia for an army, but they might take a while getting here, so that might be something that's more reserved for the battle of defending Drakkenheim. But yeah, if we can get us going through the sewers while the surface draws out most of the Queen's men into open battle, and they're not an organized combat force, that's where we have the benefit. The Queen is crafty, but her men, you're going to have no problems.
Exactly.
But they are brutal. So don't underestimate them.
We can also have a front line of fish folk, perhaps.
That's what I mean by the underground.
Yeah. There's options.
Yes. Okay. But what we need to also do is send a message to Eric and see what news we can find for resources.
River says, I'm ready to send messages both to Caspia and to Eric in Witchcross. If you both let me know what you need to say, I can send those right away.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with our plans? Everybody's...
Yes. River, can you give us a moment and we'll talk to Jupiter and before we send our messages?
Okay, so the pipe, the badge,
Bad
the
news.
Queen of Thieves.
Yep.
Then the castle. And then
The war?
the war. That's what it looks like our series of events are. Somewhere in there, we need to go talk to the Rat Prince and to the Duchess of the Fish People.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's go talk to Jupiter. Pluto? Gonna go see your bestie.
My friend.
Other than
Yeah,
us, of course.
this is okay, guys. Remember, we're friends with Jupiter Jones now.
but not Lem.
I'll try to be.
So down in the mess hall of the chamber of the barracks, Jupiter Jones is clawing his way through a pair of roast chickens as Lem eats a plum, and his other cronies are all a very small number of them are around, and he stands up and bellows as Pluto Jackson enters the room. Pluto Jackson!
Jupiter Jones!
It's good to see you. And he
It's-
offers his hand and takes you in a bear hug.
It's good to see you too.
I've heard your friends are moving up in the world. It seems like you keep more princely company these days. I thought that these two were just rat catchers and rabble rousers, but they've actually made something for themselves.
I do the
I mean-
playful like under each arm, and I go, "Oh, these old scamps! Oh, we get and
I mean, we are that too. Like, that doesn't come off our resume.
yeah."
I've heard a lot of things. And I want to get a few answers to some of my own questions.
Have you heard the news of Illyria?
I have.
Thoughts, feelings.
Well, if the Illyrians want to push a claim, shouldn't Caspian push back?
I agreed. Here, here, and there's beer around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
Beer.
House Jones and House Jackson are two of the oldest and greatest houses in Caspia.
The greatest.
And the other houses,
Trying to like add to it.
You're really trying here.
and we share blood through the former Queen Lenore and
Battle.
the blood through battle. And if the rumors are true, you've been hiding in air.
In plain sight. I mean, in
Hiding
plain
in thin air.
in plain sight.
Oh wait, he said air.
Yes. Lord Jupiter Jones, it is true. My nephew George of my sister and William. Was it
Leonard
William?
von Kessel.
Leonard
Yep.
von Kessel. Get all that.
I like hold it up. I'm like,
The family tree. Oh, jeez. What is it? She's that married. I carry the Y.
So his grandmother is a Jackson, because that's Lenore. Well, in that case, best come to support of my cousin's claim.
It is good it's good to see eye to eye with you, Lord Jupiter Jones.
We best send word back home to gather forces.
Agreed.
My men have been decimated over the weeks.
What happened?
I was going to say, how many do you have left?
Still have a few dozen remaining.
oh, he did way better than you.
Yeah.
Way better than me.
We were in the old city, exploring through, and, well, a few things have happened. You've seen those crazy folks, those worshippers of the falling fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw them. They had this big cart. They were going through the city streets towards Champion's Bridge. And on that cart, they had a massive skull. It was a dragon's skull and bones. This was just the other day.
Wonder where they got that.
Whoop.
Just found a dragon
They
skeleton
just found it. Yeah.
unattended.
But in the midst of that, we've been battling against some of those gangs. We were exploring by the old guild hall, seeing what treasure. Apparently there were some vaults down there. When we got there, they'd been ransacked. But I managed to follow up and found there's another set of vaults in the old town assembly chambers, where I think one of the sort of signs, there used to be this council that ruled over Drakkenheim. And one of them, there was one of these dead members of the Queensmen. There, we found his body in the vault. And he had information on him that suggested that they knew that there's another vault, the possibly location of one of these badges, over at the old town assembly chambers. So I went there, sent some of my men to investigate, and it doesn't look like the place has been ransacked yet. It's ruined, but might be there. Thought I would come tell you as a gesture of goodwill, because it seems like these thieves are after all these things.
Yeah, they're looking for them all over the city. We're trying to stop them.
Well, all I can say is that it looks like they got whatever one was at the guild hall. But you might still have time to get the one at the old assembly chambers.
They know it's there. We have to go quick.
That might have to take priority.
Do you want
Jupiter-
some help?
I was just going to say, what are you up to?
Well, I say, me, couple men, we could storm that place right quick. Take it right over.
Good.
Nice. Join Jack and Force.
And it just so happens that as a member of the Amethyst Academy, I am now allowed to have an apprentice. So if Lem is interested,
Oh,
What?
bury the old hatchet.
I'm willing to put aside our differences to have him work under me.
You want me to work under you as an apprentice? That's insulting.
What level?
Like, what am I going to learn from you?
What level spell can you cast, Lem?
Cast some spells? Come on.
Can you cast the Cone of Cold?
I don't need to
spell?
go to school. All this comes naturally to me because I'm just so wonderfully talented with music. I don't want to study books.
I don't know. I don't want to start burning spell slots here. Just in a. And I'm like, okay, Lem. If you don't want to work as my apprentice, then maybe we can work together on the field. I say, and I grit my teeth a little as I say the last part.
I definitely want to be there if something bad happens to you. That'll be hilarious. In any case, if you're working under Jupiter Jones, clearly he's going to be pulling all the weight in this partnership. You guys are just lucky that he's so agreeable because you're related.
Listen, Lem.
Lem, I don't know if we might not let you at the adult table much longer. Jones, does he speak for you?
Lem, shut up. Grown-ups are talking.
I go over and I pat Lem on the shoulder and I prestidigitate to soil him.
I'm so insulted. This is awful.
Listen, if the Lord Commander wills it, you chill out, Lem. You chill out.
He storms out.
Haha.
He'll be over it. Everyone likes to make fun of him anyways.
Yeah, I still think he's a fine spellcaster, and we'll
Don't
need
worry.
him in the battles to
I'm
come.
excited to see what he's capable of on the field, and then show him up.
You think he's capable of anything in the field? Ha ha ha! He stays in the taverns and drinks while myself and the others actually go on the adventures.
Oh, thank God. Well, that saves me a headache.
Do you have your big bodyguard too?
Indeed. We'll rally him. We should show up in force. Do you think you can bring any of your men?
Can bring a few rangers. They're less heavy hitting in the front, but they've got some good skills with archery.
Sounds good. We may have to move quickly, I think. If this Queen of Thieves is going after this badge, draw her out. Who else knows might be fighting over it? Word's getting out that people are starting to find these things. And even the Silver Order has been giving us a hard time too.
Did you not see their letter? Oh, wait, you did see their
I've
letter.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah, they might be a little bit of... I think their forces have gone down with their battle that they had with the Falling Fire. But that's not saying that they're not going to come back in full force. We need to get prepared. We may have a month, maybe 2, before they're coming. So we need to send these messages
We
soon.
also have to be very wary of any travelers we meet with delirium in their chest, because it could be converted civil order. It could be
Indeed, the marks of
other
those
followers.
crazy ones. I had a few of my men even defect them too. It's happening to everybody.
Wow.
This is not good.
Nope.
This is why
You know, there's some people that really believe it. It's scary to think that it might be falling stars, new age of the world. A lot of people like the sound of that. Sounds like a bunch of hoo-ha to me, but what do I know?
yeah, we're
A
just,
lot.
If your mom
That's why.
have some information that will
We're
help
just
us
a
with
couple
this.
of Caspian boys just out here in this magical world, just trying to get along. I have this ring that does stuff.
Very impressive.
We let's just go back to basics. What we know how to do: kill monsters and grave rob, kind of, sort of steal stuff from the. Oh yeah, just kill monsters.
Yeah. How many monsters have you killed since we've seen you last?
Oh, well, I've killed at least 30 horrible monsters. Indeed.
How many bridges of minotaurs have you taken down?
I was down at Temple Bridge and we fought minotaurs there. It was very deadly.
Did you kill one minotaur? Maybe even 2?
Ignatius kind of shakes in the hill.
It's okay.
What's going on with that sword there, Pluto?
Pull it out, pull
Are you
it out,
just
pull it
excited
out.
to see me? I can't blame you, of course.
Feast your eyes upon Ignatius.
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't kill that minotaur. It was one of my men. And collectively, between me and all my men, we've killed maybe 30 small ratlings.
Were any of them wearing a fancy dress?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, good.
We're going to need every rattling that we can get. So from now on, please don't kill any rattlings in this city.
Wait, what?
If you come across any ratlings and
There-
they look like they're
there
about
are-
to attack you, tell them that you are working for the 3 ghosts.
Trust.
We need
Just
their
trust
numbers
us.
up because we have a way to control them.
Have you heard of the term?
Ignatius whispers to Pluto, "The deception of those vile creatures is almost as bad as them themselves. You should burn them and destroy them. They're nothing but bottom feeders and gnars who will disintegrate this city."
Are you the only one who can hear
Okay,
Ignatius?
it's okay. We're gonna kill everything one day.
Has
Just- it
nobody
has to
heard of
happen.
the term meat shield?
You would dare to call them a false god, hold yourself higher than the flame and claim the mantle of deity? Don't you dare.
All right, the 2 ghosts.
The 2 ghosts plus the guy with the flame sword.
Which is scary enough.
It doesn't have enough ring to it.
Your friends are mortals but not gods, that they even claim to be dark deities. We might have to kill them.
I
wanna respond, but I
have
don't know
a
if
very
I can.
shocked look on my face, and I put the sword away, and I just I kind of keep silent to myself.
If they continue to lie, cut out their tongues.
Now we've convinced the ratlings that we're
just-
gods, and
I'm
we're going
obviously humming to keep the voice out of my head.
and nobody's going to silence our ability to lie to these rats.
Oh, well, we won't need to lie to them if we can get the pipe.
And then we'll kill everything. I mean, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. The sword isn't talking to me or anything. It's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
If the vile rats will not hold in awe of the sacred fire, then they should be destroyed.
I agree. Just keep it down.
Embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me in front of the Jupiter Jones.
All
You
right.
embarrass yourself before the flame.
I know. I'm just learning. I'm still learning the ropes. Ignatius, I know it was a lot of responsibility to take you from the church there, but
You were really good these past 3 days. You weren't lying, you were fighting, you were being brave and heroic. I was really impressed with what you were doing, but now you're talking about lying to a bunch of Rattlings so that you can get their vile help. I thought you were strong and brave.
what can I kill right now to make you happy?
We continue to deceive. I'm like standing next to you, just like talking about how much I want to lie all the time.
And Ignatius is he's shaking.
Rattling
He's
in his-
shaking with anger.
As long as we continue to lie to the rats, they will work for us, and then we have an army. It's that simple.
I think we need to now send our letters sooner than later.
Okay.
I'm going to send mine to Eric, telling him about the situation that's happening and asking for his speedy reply in order to...
With the sending spell, you can send 25 words.
Cool.
And receive an instant reply of 25 words.
Instant. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a letter for Saul.
Okay.
Recovered documents for George's lineage. Illyria claims are invalid. We require troops for war when diplomacy fails. 6 weeks. House Jones is aligned with us.
Saul replies, "Well done, my son.
I know how that feels. Feels so good.
We will muster the soldiers of our house and march forth to Drakkenheim. See you in a few weeks."
Well, that went well.
Oh, that was actually perfect.
I mean, I guess everything in there is pretty important to Caspia.
And the final thing he says, "Secure the crown. Eris and George are coming with us."
It's a family event.
Whoa. So we get to meet the future king. He better be cool.
and his mom.
Pluto, he better be cool.
I mean, I guess I haven't seen him in a couple months, but yeah, he was cool when I left.
If I'm appointed the like court wizard and then you step down from the throne and some jerk kid takes over and I hate him, it's gonna be rough.
Are you? We'll figure all that out. Don't worry.
If he dies, do you stay on the throne? I'm just like, not that would happen.
You're just theory, total theory. Maybe.
Interesting. Anyway.
No, Ignatius, be quiet.
Stop thinking those thoughts of betrayal. You must
Ignatius-
honor your nephew's claim.
I do honor my nephew's claim.
You were thinking of killing him, weren't you?
Like barely.
I could read your thoughts.
It was like for a second. It was just like it was a maybe. It was like a what if. Like I was like, what if I could fly?
You can't. Stop deceiving yourself. Self-deception is how it begins. It creates impure desires and delusions of grandeur. Self-deception is indeed one of the greatest sins.
Imagine if you were king.
Guys, if we could just stop lying for like 10 minutes just to get through this, I don't know. I don't know if I feel comfortable with it.
Wait, what do you like? I haven't told a lie. I just asked you what would happen if we killed your nephew.
No, stop.
I mean, sorry, I said that wrong. If your nephew died, is very different than what I said. Oh God, I've made an error.
Let's just not think about it.
Drakkenheim is a dangerous place.
Why are you saying that?
It's just a true
My
statement.
nephew is a confident fighter, and he is
like 12.
He's a man of Caspia. We all
He's
get
15.
trained. We're trained very
12,
young,
15.
and he is going to be a capable leader when his age is appropriate, as all Caspians are.
Pluto, I'm messing with you.
I saw you wink, and that means Ignatius saw you wink. Don't shh.
Vale, do you know what you're going to say yet?
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
So we continue bickering.
Continue bickering.
Look, it's just I've become much more righteous ever since the flaming sword from the church tells me everything to do.
Pluto, I know I'm not actually going to murder your nephew. That would be literally horrible. I'm not winking.
Okay, you're not going to wink. Okay, I was waiting for the
that's
wink.
what I hear. I'm like, you're murdering the new king.
No, I just asked what would happen if he died, and now we've gone into this weird conversation that's making everybody uncomfortable. I'm not a murderer.
Listen, magic.
It only gets a little bit weirder because once the conversation sort of segues, Jupiter Jones is like, well, of course he could marry one of my cousins, and then that one of his cousins.
We all started trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
He's already married.
No. Jupiter Jones is suggesting that George
George marry.
marry one of the basically George marry one of his own cousins.
Well, at least some of us get to choose who we marry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not you anymore.
No, not
okay, I
you
have my
anymore.
message.
Sorry, I'm making
for
it about me again.
Eric.
Back away.
25 words, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Veo Senya. Drakkenheim in trouble. War is impending. Academy partnership with Crown, but need your support. Sending word to get resources. Father is alive.
Last part seems crazy.
I know he's alive. I know it.
The reply comes, shocked to hear from you. Glad you're well. I will counsel with the nobles and bring reinforcements.
Thank you. Even though I can't hear.
Just yell it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
So in the days to come, more forces will be rallied throughout Westamar and Caspia to meet the Illyrians. We will come back to this several times, but you've contacted your allies abroad, and they will begin mustering their forces to bring to the city, if indeed it comes to war.
When diplomacy fails, I have a feeling in my heart that we can convince them.
What is your plan from here? So to summarize, it seems like you would all like to go. What would you like to do next, and what is your end game? Because now it's to you to decide
The badges.
what the fate of the city is going to be.
Next is Jupiter Jones' lead.
To the badge.
Then
Recover the badge.
Then, what about the pipe?
And get the pipe.
We have no idea where the pipe is. I'd like
Yeah,
to
true.
maybe put the academy on some info sourcing and put a few of the rangers at their disposal to go find info.
Okay.
With the Academy's intelligence and the Hooded Lantern's ability to scout, to try to get a read on a possible pipe.
Rather than gallivanting all over Drakkenheim.
This pipe of the sewers.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Sewers.
What
It's
about
in the
also
sewers.
getting a read on what was the hovel that the Queen of Thieves lives in? I'm really trying to
the
put it
row?
down. What's it
Buckle
called?
down row.
Yeah.
Buckle down row.
Maybe just having some scouts there just to see if any more activity starts to happen
Yeah.
as we prepare for what is going to be like another assault on them as well.
Yes.
At the same time, no, I absolutely agree with that idea, but something we need to keep in mind is any scouts that we send to Buckle Down Row, when they return, there needs to be thorough magical investigation into making sure that they are who they say they are.
Agreed.
We cannot risk the Queen of Thieves poking around in our business
Well,
anymore.
that's what we have Ignatius for.
Can I just say that too? Like, what if Jupiter Jones men are affected?
Damn it.
I was just thinking that too. Pretty much the only people that can really trust right now are some of the Mages Guild people, just because they seem to have the best lockdown
What
protocol.
if I've been the Queen of Thieves all along?
Oh my god,
That'd
then
be scary.
Ignatius is going to make me murder you.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, Ignatius would know something, but then we use Ignatius before we go, and make sure that we're all, pure and truth-telling.
So we get the badge that Jupiter knows about. We get the pipe. Then we rally the rat and the fish folk.
Yep.
Then we make a move on
The Queen.
the Queen of Thieves.
One other thing we didn't handle was that I believe you guys also wanted to trade some delirium back to the academy. we can kind of rewind a bit and handle that. Because did you want to trade in your delirium to them?
Yes.
Okay. I worked it out. You guys had 19. You had 19 fragments.
Yep.
5 large crystals and 10 shards. Each of the fragments are worth 100 gold pieces. The crystals are worth 1,000, and the shards are worth 500. So in total, the Academy will pay you a bounty of 11,900 gold pieces for the delirium.
Be rich.
And 5,000 of those can go towards enhancing my goggles.
So you want to commission the Gem of Seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do
Roll
that.
2d6.
Ooh.
9?
Okay. They will be ready in 9 days.
Wow.
Wow. Oh,
I say
wow.
we go over the list, while we're traveling,
Mhm.
ask around about some of these magic items and figure out which ones are going to be best for us before
Yeah.
we spend
Are you
any more
guys
money.
okay with the goggles?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
think those are going to be handy?
I think
I'm thinking of them as yeah, they'll be my goggles, but they're for us as a team.
I think
Yep.
it'll be
To
the
root
key
out.
Yeah, that's
piece
how I saw them.
with
We
getting
need the true
queen.
seeing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
never had true seeing yet.
We
Okay.
can finally see what she is.
Yeah.
Scary. Can I have a look through them when we see her?
Sure.
Oh, cool.
So you're going to
Yeah, I wanna
spend
try that.
5,000 from that. So you have basically 6,900 gold pieces remaining. If there's anything else from the potions or magic items that you wish to purchase, I'll give you guys till next week to think about that for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll also and you can requisition your 500 gold pieces worth of potions each as well.
Okay.
So make sure that you decide what you want to
So
bring.
we could just load up on potions.
We could. I think there's some good stuff, but I think we need some more in. But we'll
Okay.
think about
It will
again.
take-
So you'll make your decisions, and then you are going to team up with the Hooded Lanterns and Jupiter Jones, and make for the
The
The assembly hall?
mysteries of the
Okay.
final badge, or one of the badges that's missing.
As we hang out with Jupiter Jones, I say, let's give him some sodiums and get some good feedback on
Yeah.
how our drinks.
Yeah.
go.
Would you like to try a delicious?
This is an
beverage?
incredible energy drink. I feel so energized.
Good. Yes.
Incredible. Do you have a marketing team for this yet?
We're actually
We're working
looking
on it. We're
at
working on
one.
it. Yeah.
We're really just trying to figure our branding, our footing. We're
I
trying
also
to
want to
get our
experiment and see if it does anything. I take out my movable rod and I click the button. I say, "Can you pull this?"
He tries very hard to pull the immovable rod, and he gets a 24 to try to pull it.
Wait.
No, he needs a 30.
Does he? Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't.
oh, he's trying so hard. Okay, we're gonna work on, guys, valuable data for the sodiums. They have no magic. I take the movable rod back.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you guys would like to accomplish or set in motion before you prepare to set out for the guild hall?
We're gonna get our items. We've got our spells.
I also just want to say back to the academy that as much as they can prepare potions with their limited resources of Expurgio for the upcoming war, I think it would be a wise thing.
They are going full steam ahead.
Cool.
For those.
Okay. And I write a letter for River to give back to let them know what we've learned in this as well.
Yeah.
Quick question for Sebastian: how many Aqua Expurgos do we have currently?
They would have given you each 2 when you left the academy.
Oh,
so
okay.
every
And we
time you
had-
every time you
we had
visit
3.
the academy, if you return and leave, they will give you at least 2. But if you want more than that, you need to requisition them.
And I had 3 prior to that. So now we have...
And is it because we have to basically take one when we leave?
Yeah,
right?
you have to take one when you leave,
Are you keeping them?
and then you need one to come back.
So when we left, would I have used... We would have used 3?
They would have given. Yeah, you would have needed to have one to even leave.
Okay. But we were
I mean,
given
we
2.
had some before that, though,
We
right?
had 3.
3, yeah.
So that got us out, and they've given us each 2 more
They would have given you enough to get out, like essentially.
to get out and come back.
Yes, but The Academy's a little bit stingy, and if they know that you have a resource, they want you to use it before they give you more.
Yeah.
So in any time we
they
can only
give
have
us-
3 on us.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, I'll just.
It's not that you can only have 3. It's that as long as you have enough to go and come back, they will give you that. But if you want more than that, you have to
Okay.
either requisition it or buy it.
So we have 3 right now
Yeah.
as we left to kind of use between us.
The Academy has incredible resources, but they also have a lot that they have to accomplish.
Yeah.
So they've given you as much as they can without, like, it's kind of like a logistics sort of thing, right?
I was just thinking, depending on how long Expurgo lasts, maybe our first play is to find somewhere that's hazy. If we're already under the effects.
I think we got the effects, but then we went back to it only lasts a couple hours. And we
Yeah.
probably want to purge it as soon as we get out
Like
of
we
the
left
caves.
Yeah, the dose that you would have left to leave the Academy probably would have just been enough for this trip in these meetings. I
Okay.
imagine there was a group retching session once you guys all got
Set up a tent somewhere.
Did we have any effects from it or no?
No, in this case, we'll say you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep track of money?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just
I haven't
gonna.
been keeping track of our rations.
I always keep track of my own rations. So how much gold do we have left?
From the sale of the delirium, 6,900.
900. Okay. So I'm just combining my own gold with like the group gold as well. 7,309. Wow.
Wow. Alrighty, so I'll let you all decide if you'd like to purchase anything else with the resources that you have based on the list there and the items available. So all those can be requisitioned from the Academy. And again, and remember that you each get that extra 500 gold piece stipend to use on potions at the outset of this mission.
Thank you, Academy.
Amazing.
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 Yeah. Alrighty, well with that, I think that's what we're going to end for tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much. I feel like the storm is gathering.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah, this was probably one of the final comms
New
before
big battle.
a whole bunch of storms are about to hit Drakkenheim.
Storm's coming in.
I'm scared.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's always stormy in Drakkenheim, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, the weather's pretty awful.
Yeah. We haven't had any acid rain yet, though.
What's that'll never happen. It's covered in acid rain.
Well, that wraps it up for this evening. A big thank you, as always, to our cast, Kelly, Jill, and Joe, for playing.
And a huge thank you to Kyle, who's working behind the scenes to manage the stream. Ooh, here it comes. Whoa! That was good. And to our producer, Clayton, for keeping us all organized.
Oh, and always big shout out to Tabletop Audio for all the ambient music, whether you're eating food or killing things. You can rely on Tabletop Audio to fill your ears with noise. And it's free. Check it out, tabletopaudio.com.
Be sure to check out our merch store at the links below at our Teespring store, where you can check out awesome shirts just like Draken Force, the Dungeon Dudes logo, or of course our favorite, yes. Or check out the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you are enjoying the stream, please consider supporting us on Patreon. This stream and many of our other projects have only been possible thanks to the amazing generosity of our patrons. So a big thank you to all of them, new and old. You can find out how you can join this amazing community by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
And by joining our Patreon, you get access to our amazing Discord community where you can chat with all of us all the time about all the nerdy things you want. We have a number of different channels. There's some amazing fan art that goes up in there. There's even a private section where you can talk to Monty about theories and behind the scenes ideas and what's actually going on in that crazy brain of his.
I'll probably post the list.
Yeah.
If you want to see the list, you'll find it on Discord soon.
Yeah. And of course, be sure to check us out on YouTube, where Kelly and I post new videos every week. We're covering everything Dungeons and Dragons, including advice for dungeon masters and guides for players. We're posting our video on
5 useful magic items to spark creative play.
Yeah, we might have to might
Yeah.
have to massage the title a little bit, but we did this really fun episode where we looked at like 5 really basic uncommon magic items that are fun and creative and like cool, but not overtly like it gives me a +1 to attack rolls.
And our party now currently has 2 of those.
Two of those items on the
which
list.
ones?
3 actually.
3?
The bag of holding.
Yep, we do.
The
Yeah.
immovable rod.
Don't
spoil it.
Oh.
And a mystery
And
item.
another one. That
But you'll
find
have
out
to
this
find
Thursday.
And many more. 3
Yeah,
more.
3 out of 5. That would have been the whole
Listen,
video.
if you're watching the stream, you got the in.
Yeah, now you know that
Yeah.
that was your trailer for the upcoming episode. Here's my radio voice part. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time in the Dungeons of Drakkenheim.